on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Everything is just a little easier when you feel at home. At Cadence Bank, we're proud to be part of your home team, and we never stop working to give you a competitive advantage. Stop by a branch or visit us online at cadencebank.com to learn more about how we're helping opportunity take shape for our community.
There's a hit out to left field. This one is gone.
Cadence Bank, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Welcome back to Columbia, Missouri, everybody. Corey Riggs and Coach Keith Gutton just about ready for this one to start between the Bears and the Tigers. You're listening to Missouri State Bears baseball on ESPN Radio, The Jock, 96.9, 99.9 FM, 1060 AM, Springfield and Buffalo. Time now for your Sutherland lineups. Sutherland's your local hardware store and proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. For the visitors on the scoreboard tonight, your Bears, Caden Bogenpole will start in center field and bat leadoff. Nick Rodriguez will bat behind him and start at second. Jake McCutcheon wears number 1. He is batting third and starts in left field. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Max Knight. Batting fifth tonight and starting at short is Tyler Epstein. The designated hitter, Zach Stewart, behind him. Then batting seventh, it's Curry Sutherland, the third baseman out of Rogersville, Missouri. Logan Dunn will start in right field and bat eighth. He wears the number 8. Batting ninth, the catcher for tonight, Will Zera. They will be opposed by a Tigers defense with Tyler Macon in left, Caden Peer in center, and Pierre Seals in right. It's Jackson Lovich and Peyton Basler on the right side of the infield, Keegan Knutson and Chris Patterson on the left side. Mateo Cerna is the catcher for Will Libbert. Libbert, a 6'1", 205-pound redshirt freshman left-hander from St. Thomas, Missouri, a product of Blair Oaks High School. He stands on the back of the mound waiting for the SEC Network go-ahead here. Tonight's first pitch is brought to you by the Missouri State Bookstore. You can visit the Missouri State University Bookstore on campus or shop online at shop.missouristatebookstore.com for all your bear wear needs. Caden Bogenpole and the Bears back in black. Black uniforms, maroon caps, gray pants. The Tigers in all white tonight with the script Tigers on the chest with the black hats. First pitch swinging. Bogenpole drives this one out toward left field. It is back, and it keeps going, and that one just ends up foul in that corner, and that is, for people who have not been to Taylor Stadium before, Coach, from where we are, a blind corner for us. There's a big brick outcropping of a kind of a party deck that kind of blocks the corner before you get to the bullpen in left field.
That ball had a lot of spin on it because with this wind, I thought it was definitely going to stay fair as the wind blows out to the right side. But just watching the umpire, he was on top of it.
63 degrees and sunny. The next pitch just off the plate at 91 for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Bears' leadoff man. D1 Baseball named him the preseason Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. Then he tries to check his swing and cannot. Ball called for strike 2, and Bogenpole behind Will Libbert, 1-2. Bogenpole stares at strike 3 called, and Libbert starts the game with a backwards K. A 6.75 earned run average. That is the 30th strikeout of the season for the left-hander, and now he will go to work against your Murney Student Athlete of the Week, and for the last 2 weeks, the man that has been the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week, Nick Rodriguez. Infield, outfield, straight up. Nick, first pitch swinging, and that one's up and over our heads for strike 1.
Libbert will see 4 left-handed hitters to begin the game.
6 lefties, 3 righties for the Bears, as per usual. The Tigers actually have 3 switch hitters toward the bottom of their lineup. That's rare to see, as the fastball finds the edge at 93 and called a strike. And you can definitely see the fastball is up there in both velocity and in location for Libbert here early. Rodriguez waits on a curveball, bounces it on the right side of the infield, scooped up by Libbert. On to first. The tag there at the double bag is stepping on first base is Jackson Lovich, and it's quickly 2 up and 2 down.
And we've seen the double bag in most SEC sites this year, as I think it may be mandatory for their home games as they prepare for their conference tournament.
Well, they were the league that got to test it, if you will, in the in Division I baseball last year, and they're usually the early adopters. So 2 up and 2 down in front of Kutch, and Jake swings over the top of this one, as that was an off-speed pitch low for ball 1, and a strike 1. Sunday against Valparaiso, McCutcheon tied his career high with 4 hits as he swings over the top of another off-speed pitch and falls behind 0-2. The Bears team leader in home runs with a dozen. He's tied for first with 34 RBIs. He gets underneath this one, pop up right side of the infield, the first baseman running in. He calls everybody off, and Lovich has it for a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base as the Bears go down in order to Libbert. After the top of the first, scoreless here in Columbia. We'll be back and introduce you to the Tigers in 60 seconds. This is Missouri State Baseball from Learfield.
Bear fans, stay game day ready this season with your local price cutter. From watch party essentials to your pregame meals, Price Cutter has you covered at home and on the field. Fuel up and find savings throughout the aisles on all your game day needs. You can even shop your favorite Bears apparel at the MSU team store located inside our St. Louis Street location. Price Cutter, your game day headquarters, keeping it local since 1967.
Missouri State fans, Sutherland's Hardware Store is proud to be the official hardware sponsor of your Bears. Whether you're nailing your next home project or drilling into a weekend DIY, Sutherland's has the tools to get it done. From power tools to paint and everything in between, we've got what it takes to help you build like a pro. Visit us on South Glenstone or at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's Hardware Store, helping you hammer out wins just like the Bears. Go maroon and white.
Missouri State baseball on the road tonight in Columbia, brought to you by Mercy. Mercy can get you off the bench and back of the game. Find your best play at mercynow.net. At Mercy, your life is our life's work. Coach Carrick Jackson in his second season at Mizzou, a record of 35-55, a native of St. Louis. He was an alum of the University of Nebraska back in 1999. His starting lineup: the shortstop Keegan Knutson will bat leadoff. Caden Peer, the center fielder, behind him. Then Jackson Lovich starts at first and bats third. The designated hitter is Caden Nicoletto. Then Pierre Seals is the right fielder. He wears number 5 and bats fifth. Then 3 straight switch hitters: the third baseman Chris Patterson, the catcher Mateo Cerna, and Peyton Basler, the second baseman. All 3 can bat from either side. The freshman left fielder Tyler Macon rounds out the batting order for the Tigers tonight. Brody McNeil on the hill for Missouri State, the left-hander, an 11.00 earned run average. And the first pitch is lifted out to center field. That sends Bogenpole backing up in front of the warning track. Bogey runs it down for out number 1. Defensively for the Bears, around Bogenpole in center field, Jake McCutcheon starts in left. The freshman from Watoma, Wisconsin, Logan Dunn, starts in right. Max Knight will be at first base. Nick Rodriguez at second, with Tyler Epstein on the opposite side of the bag at short. Curry Sutherland on the hot corner with Will Zera out of Webster Groves, Missouri, catching Brody McNeil. An all-Missouri battery in the opening inning tonight for Missouri State as Zera puts up the target. McNeil hits it. That's strike 1 against center fielder Caden Peer.
Pierre, a sophomore out of CBC High School, a very good program in the St. Louis area.
CBC Cadets, same program that gave the Bears redshirt freshman pitcher. That's in for a strike is Tyler Charlton, also a CBC Cadet. Missouri State will now shift the infield around, putting 3 Bears between first and second. Curry Sutherland all alone now at shortstop. The Missouri State left-hander plants the front foot, kicks, fires, and hits him up around the elbow. And Pierre backed off the plate and holding on to that right elbow as he is buckled over in pain. The first base coach for the Tigers, Jabari Brown, in his second season, the first base coach coming down to take a look at it. And that one got him in a part of the arm, Coach, where there was no Evo shield.
Yeah, looks that way by his reaction. Didn't have much time to move at all to get out of the way. And Pierre, just back from an injury, has missed the last 4 games. So I'm sure he is hoping that's not serious, as all of us are. But he's shaking it pretty good.
Sports medicine folks taking a look at the arm. Pierre continuing to shake out the hand. Caden Pierre, 6'2", 185-pound left-handed sophomore out of Chesterfield, Missouri, a product of CBC. Now, the coaching staff and the sports medicine staff still wanting to look at him, but Pierre's finally convinced them he's good enough to stay.
Well, he leads the Tigers in stolen bases, 10 of 11, so he may want to get a good jump and head for second base here.
Coach, that is the Tigers' 13th time that Pierre has been hit by a pitch.
He's got Curry Sutherland by 3.
That's right. Say he leads the team in runs scored, hit by a pitch, and stolen bases. So Brody McNeil in a spot here with the top base runner on. The lefty stares right at him, and the first pitch is a fastball low and in. As he works against Jackson Lovich, the right-handed hitting junior.
Lovich hitting .351, leads the Tigers with 7 home runs and 33 RBIs.
He's 6'4", 192, tall in that right-handed batter's box. And now McNeil throws over to first, not in time. They try to pick Caden Pierre, and the ball gets away from McNeil momentarily.
Got the fans excited.
Oh, yeah. Well, when you got your top base runner out there, you're looking for any opportunity to let him loose, but that ball didn't get that far away from Brody as he sets up his back foot on the third base side of the rubber, spins the ball behind his back, and comes set. He looks over at Pierre once, twice, 3 times. The runner goes. Hit and run is on. The ball grounded to short, double clutch. The throw will be in time. Good stretch by Max Knight to get the second out of the inning. So Lovich retired 6-3. Knutson flew out to start the inning, and after Caden Pierre was hit by a pitch, he's advanced to second, 1 on and 2 outs in front of the designated hitter, Caden Nicoletto.
Nicoletto, a transfer from Columbia College. He did not have far to go, just pack a bag and drive down the street.
Not very far at all. The first pitch bounces away from Zara. That's going to be a free 90 feet for Pierre, who was already in scoring position at second, but now stands at third, hoping that Caden Nicoletto can bring him in. Nicoletto, 6 feet tall, 190-pound senior from Perth, Australia. So from Perth to Columbia College to just down the road here at Mizzou.
Everybody has their own journey.
McNeil behind in the count, 1-0. Big breaking ball stays away for ball 2. Nicoletto, a .319 average, slugging .560. McNeil needs just 1 more out to get out of the inning unscathed, but this is a deep shot out to left, but McCutcheon says he's got it. He stares up into the sun and has it held on to. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 Tiger left on base as Nicoletto flies out to the Bears left fielder to end the inning. They get 4 to the plate, but don't bring in the run that was 90 feet away. Scoreless after 1 here at Missouri. You're listening to the Sutherlands Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schassberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
No score after one inning here at Taylor Stadium. Missouri State will have Max Knight, Tyler Epstein, and Zach Stewart due up. Time now for your Big Shots Golf stat leaders. Big Shots Golf, go Bears, and play on. Nick Rodriguez leads the Bears in over a half a dozen different categories with the Bears' best batting average over 370. He is the team leader in runs, hits with 52, 18 doubles, and tied with Jake McCutcheon with 34 RBIs. He also leads the Bears with a 714 slugging percentage. Max Knight, the man at the plate, and he watches the first pitch miss just off the dish for ball one. Tyler Epstein leads the Bears in stolen bases with 10. Caden Bogenpole has been walked more than any other Bear with 34 walks. Knight gets underneath this one, fly ball out toward shallow right field. The second baseman, Basler, backing up, and he has it tracked down for out number one. So Tyler Epstein, tonight the 90th game as a Bear for Tep, who had a great career in Division II, playing at Nova Southeastern, not that far from where he grew up in Pembroke Pines, Florida. First pitch up and in for ball one at 91.
Tyler's a Jeff Jimenez connection, as Jeff played down there, and
same hometown.
Remains connected to a lot of people. Brought us a really good player in Tyler Epstein.
He did indeed. Tep takes a hack at that one, a little low and in at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1. Bears looking for their first base runner in the game. And Epstein holds the bat back, but that off-speed pitch stays in the zone. He's behind 1-2 as Will Libbert works quickly here. Libbert from the third base side of the mound, straight up and down, kicks, fires, and fastball is up and away for ball two. Zach Stewart in the on-deck circle for Missouri State. Tep deep in the right-handed batter's box, gets into this one. A deep shot out toward left center field. The center fielder jumps in front of the left fielder, and Pierre comes away with it. Kind of thought Macon had the better line on it from left, but Caden Pierre takes control, and that is 5 straight Bears retired.
Wind is pushing strong from the left field line to the right field. There's not much going out in left field tonight, but anything toward the right field line has a chance.
Now, a man who had a chance in 2 home runs this weekend at home was Zach Stewart, as he tries to check his swing here on a 91-mile-per-hour pitch just above the zone, they say. They say in the zone.
No, he appealed it, Corey.
Yeah.
And third base umpire Alex Ranson called it a strike.
Well, it was a strike whether Stu swung or not, as that breaking ball is off the plate. Your umpires for tonight's game, Brett Bogner is calling balls and strikes, Alex Ransom at third, Rick Allen at second, Chris Dykman at first. 1 ball and 1 strike, and Stewart lets that one gobble up on the inside corner, and he's down to the count now 1-2, 78 miles per hour on the breaking ball that time. Libbert leers over the top of the glove, brings it home, and Stewart spoils this one as he bounces it foul toward the end of the first base dugout. That's occupied by the Bears here tonight.
Zach with a 5-walk and double performance on Sunday, tying a school record for walks in a game.
Yep, his line was 1 for 1 with a double and 5 walks. You don't see that very often. Infield, outfield, straight up. Stu lets the fastball miss low. And it's deuces across the scoreboard, 2-2 with nobody on and 2 outs. Libbert hasn't even touched 20 pitches yet. So he's trying to finish off the Bears in order again here, and Stewart goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts and 6 straight retired for the Bears. No runs, hits, errors, or anyone left on base. After an inning and a half, Missouri State looking for their first base runners still. To the bottom of the second we go. This is Missouri State baseball from Learfield.
Substance use recovery looks different to everyone who pursues it. At Burrell Behavioral Health, our recovery services team works with those in need of care to develop an individualized plan to support each person's unique recovery efforts. We encourage you to call 417-761-5000 or visit burrellcenter.com to learn more. And if you or a loved one need immediate care, don't hesitate to call, text, or chat 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Glenstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Missouri State University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Burrell Behavioral Health's Recovery Services team offers a wide range of treatment options for youth and adults for both alcohol and for drug addiction. They're here to walk alongside you through your recovery. If you or a loved one are ready to take the next step, call 417-761-5000 or visit burrellcenter.com to learn more. Pierre Seals will be the man to start things here in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless between the Bears and the Tigers. The Missouri Valley against the SEC tonight. First pitch swinging. That one's chopped over Brody McNeil's head. The ball thrown on the run by Rodriguez, and it bounces away from Max Knight. Backed up well that time by the catcher, Will Zera. And Seals will be on safely. After that was a high chopper, and McNeil was a multi-sport athlete in high school, but even standing on top of the mound, he didn't have a play on that one.
Seals got down the line really well. I'd be very surprised if they didn't give him a hit on that, especially at home.
Still waiting to see what they put on there, but
I think he's safe with a good throw.
I think he is too. Seals on safely at first. That'll bring up Chris Patterson. He's been one of the Tigers' most productive hitters over the last 2 weeks, batting .361 with 13 of his 14 RBIs on the season, coming in Mizzou's last 11 games. Now throw over to first to check on Seals. The tag into the ribs, but back in plenty of time is number 5. Pierre, 6'2", 210, out of Memphis, Tennessee. He was originally a Memphis Tiger, and that's, of course, where Coach Carrick Jackson was before taking the job here in Columbia. McNeil throws over at him again. He's back in standing up.
Patterson, a true freshman, hails from Frisco, Texas. I think Carrick and his staff are very high on Chris as a true freshman, hitting .302 at this point.
And he's the first of the 3 switch hitters in a row in the bottom half of the batting order. The first pitch is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Patterson, Cerna, and Basler, all 3 bat from either side of the plate against the left-handed throwing Brody McNeil. Fastball. This one is sliced out into the middle of right field. That will get down in the gap and go all the way to the wall. They will wave Patterson around and send him home. The Bears cut off the throw. The throw to home is going to be late. Sliding in safely is Pierre Seals, who goes all the way from first to home on that shot to the wall. It's 1-0 Tigers.
Patterson really split the center fielder and right fielder right in the gap, and best place to get a triple in this park. He only ended up with a double, but the runner scored all the way from first, and no out.
Tigers get the advantage now on the RBI double for Patterson, who now has had 15 or 14 of his last 15 RBIs in the last 12 games here for Mizzou. So a runner at second and still nobody out. The man at the plate now is the catcher, Mateo Cerna. First pitch swinging, and that one was low for strike one.
Number 88, Mateo Cerna.
Yep.
Needs to catch Jackson Holmes, number 88 for the Bears.
An all 88 battery. Cerna, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, and a sophomore out of Doral, Florida, product of American Heritage High School. McNeil's fastball didn't miss by much that time. It just dances off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike between he and Cerna, who's batting .236. Patterson takes his lead, and that one's fouled straight down onto the plate for strike 2. 1-0 Tigers. Cerna at the plate. Peyton Basler, the third straight switch hitter, waiting in the on-deck circle. Both teams taking their opener into the second inning here in this midweek matchup. That one low and inside. It gets away from Zera, and that'll be a free pass all the way to third for Patterson, as he will advance on the wild pitch. Cerna with the count even between he and McNeil at 2-2.
Infield in the second inning here on the turf.
The Bears with 3 infielders between second and third. Max Knight all alone on the right side of the infield. Breaking ball, bounced foul over toward the third base dugout, occupied by the Tigers. Missouri is 12-8 in non-conference games this season, 64-25 since the start of the 2022 season. The Tigers have always had quite a bit of success in their midweek matchups. They've had success over the Bears the last couple years, trying to change that tonight. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and McNeil gets his first strikeout of the night here in Como as he rings up Mateo Cerna.
Did a nice job setting up Cerna with 2 or 3 breaking balls on the inner half and went up and away out of the zone and got Cerna to chase.
Cerna struck out for a team-leading 42nd time. Nobody else on the roster has 40-plus strikeouts, but Mateo Cerna has 1 more now. Peyton Basler due up with 1 on and 1 out. Breaking ball swung on and fouled up and out of the park, back behind him for strike 1. Patterson after the wild pitch, standing at third. Basler now looking over into the dugout to get a sign. Missouri State has the infield in on this hybrid surface, turf infield, natural grass outfield here at Taylor Stadium. The 0-1, too tall.
8th place hitter in the order, Peyton Basler. Got a man on third and 1 out, possible safety squeeze here.
Basler out of Lansing, Kansas. Started his college career at Kansas City, Kansas at KCK Community College. That one bounced in. No look of a bunt as of yet. 2-1.
Good block by Will Zera.
This is the first of a 4-game homestand for the Tigers. They've got the Bears here tonight and then host Alabama in SEC action this weekend. Breaking ball shot through the left side of the infield for an RBI hit. Curry Sutherland and Tyler Epstein, weren't 12 feet apart. They both dove into the same piece of real estate, and the ball shot between both of them.
Funny game.
2-0 Tigers now as Patterson comes in to score, and Joey Hawkins coming out and has pointed out to the bullpen We'll see who Missouri State is thinking about calling on first, and that will be Owen Slater, the freshman from Brooklyn, Ontario, Canada. Brody McNeil will head to the first base dugout with 1 1/3 inning of work, allowing 2 earned runs on 3 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. And he surrendered the 1 RBI double to Chris Patterson. So Slater will come in now, and Owen Slater's last 3 or 4 appearances have been brief but effective.
He's been a real stabilizer as that first man out of the pen, along with the move Joey made to put Jackson Holmes in the bullpen. I think these 2 guys have really helped solidify that back end.
So Owen Slater making his 14th appearance in 2025, along with 4 starts. Slater has a 2-1 record and a 5.40 earned run average. 28 1/3 innings. He has struck out 18 and walked 13. He has surrendered 22 runs on 31 hits, given up 8 extra base hits, opposing batters hitting .282. Off of the Missouri State freshman, 6'3". Brooklyn High School was the Bears, back home in Canada. He stays with the Bear mascot, making the move to Missouri State. Of course, Coach, he's got that really good 2-seam fastball with a lot of sinking action, and on a really windy day, that's not a horrible tool to have in the kit.
No, it's a really good thing, and right now he could use a ground ball to get a double play and get 2/3 of the way out of this inning with a runner first.
1 on and 1 out here with Peyton Basler driving in the second run of the game. That's Basler's 15th RBI of the season. So Tyler Macon, the freshman left fielder, bats from the right side. Deep knee bend, rests the bat on his right shoulder. First pitch from Slater. As that fastball misses low and inside, or just off the plate, pardon me, for ball 1. Slater didn't miss by much on the first offering, under the lights already here at Taylor Stadium. Next pitch, really close, but not close enough for the home plate umpire, so Slater falls behind 2-0 to the 9-hole hitter. Tyler Macon, 5'11", redshirt freshman from Kirkwood High School. And he absolutely hammers this one out to left field. Is the wind going to hold it in? It will. It bounces off the wall. Bogenpole up and throwing, and the Tigers will have runners at second and third, with still just 1 out. And if the wind wasn't blowing the way it was, that's probably out of here.
Yes, probably toward the football stadium. Ball really squared up well by Tyler Macon, redshirt freshman.
I got to wonder if there was any back and forth between Macon and Zara. That's Kirkwood and Webster Groves. The Turkey Day game up there is legendary in high school football.
Yeah, not much love lost between Kirkwood and Webster for a lot of years.
Well, it's back to the top of Carrick Jackson's batting order. As the Bears are struggling to find an out here. Keegan Knutson up now, 0 for 1 after flying out to Bogenpole in center field. But now 2 runners in scoring position. He'll show bunt. Slater misses the zone. It's 1-0.
And that was the safety squeeze.
First base is open. Max Knight in on the transition between the green turf and the brown turf. Curry Sutherland in on the green as well. As the Bears corner infielders pinch in, they show bunt again. That pitch is below the zone at 91. It's 2-0 the hitter's way. Next pitch pounds the zone as that time Slater gets the fastball over. Moves the count to 2-1. Knutson, a Wisconsin native who started his college career at San Jacinto. Another pitch upstairs. And Slater falls behind 3-1 here. You do have one base open. If you want to put him on there, Caden Peer on deck. As the shadows start to creep out from the press box here at Taylor Stadium. Halfway out to the pitcher's mound. That fastball is low for ball 4. The Bears having a hard time finding the strike zone right now with a walk to load the bases from Slater. Quickly pacing out from the Missouri State dugout is first-year pitching coach Deck McGuire.
Deck doesn't waste any time when he starts from that dugout.
Nope, he gets out there pretty quick because, I mean, technically, what's the time supposed to be? Do you have about 30 seconds for a mound visit? Is that
once you get there, yes, but you don't get any extra time by getting there faster.
That would be problematic for other coaches.
Yes.
If they started the clock the moment you started walking out, that would be a problem. This Tiger team went 12-23 a season ago, or is 12-23 this season, 0-15 right now in SEC play. But their record at home is much better. They're 7-10 here inside Taylor Stadium. Caden Peer was hit by a pitch, his first at bat, but now the bases are loaded, and that pitch got him again? You got to be kidding me. Hit twice, it's 3-0, Mizzou. That will bring in Peyton Basler, who started this all. Tyler Macon moves over to third. Keegan Knutson to second. Peer takes his spot at first.
With the most dangerous hitter in the lineup, Jackson Lovich up.
Not only is he dangerous, he's the 8th batter to come to bat here in the bottom of the second.
Slater needs a ground ball.
In the worst way. Instead, here's a fly ball out to right field, and that one is over the wall and gone for a grand slam for Jackson Lovich. 7-0 Mizzou. So the Tigers put their heads together at home plate and celebrate. The bases emptying grand slam by Jackson Lovich. Lovich's 41st hit of the season. He leads the team with now 8 home runs. And Joey Hawkins barely makes it across the first baseline before he points to the bullpen. Slater's night is done with an exclamation point.
Well, look at it this way. We're only 1 touchdown down.
That's right. Just trailing 7-0.
And a lot of time left on the clock.
A lot of baseball to be played. It's one of those moments where I've got to all of a sudden change my scorecard and change all the innings for about the next 7 or 8 by 1, because after Caden Nicoletta comes to the plate, everyone in the Tigers lineup will have batted at least once. Caden Peer hit twice, loads it. Jackson Lovich unloads them. Lovich has logged the team's best totals with 12 multi-hit games, 9 multi-RBI performances. The juniors hitting a team-high .432 with runners in scoring position. He just added all of those totals with that one. Missouri State now will go to the left-hander from Willard as Dalen Stewart is now on the hill trying to get loose.
Dalen's been effective since he came back from a little bit of an arm issue. Last 3 or 4 times out, he's had a lot of success.
While Dalen gets warmed up, we'll go ahead and run you through the payroll company scoreboard. Visit morethanpayroll.com. Well, how are things going for other Missouri Valley Conference teams tonight? Not going well here so far, but Milwaukee is playing at home in Franklin, Wisconsin. They are taking on UIC. That's the Bears' next opponent in Valley play. It's 7-2, Milwaukee in the bottom of the 6th. Meanwhile, in the top of the 7th, future Conference USA opponent, Middle Tennessee, is at ES Rose Park in Nashville, and they are beating Belmont right now 5-1 in the top of the 7th. Valparaiso isn't looking to break in the win column again anytime soon. They're in South Bend taking on Notre Dame, and the Fighting Irish lead the Beacons 5-1. Murray State right now and Indiana State, the two Valley teams that actually have a lead. Murray State's up just 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th against SEMO. Indiana State on the road in Bloomington is up 4-2 over the Hoosiers. That's in the bottom of the 5th as well. And then one other Valley team out in front. It's early, bottom of 1 in Carbondale, and the Salukis lead Arkansas State 3-0. I saw Arkansas State was the landing spot of former Bears basketball player Jalen Hampton. Saw that on social media. Hope he has good luck down in Jonesboro.
Unless they're playing us.
Well, absolutely. But I haven't seen the schedule for next year yet. Here's Dalen Stewart's first pitch, a breaking ball off the plate as he works against the DH, Caden Nicoletto. Stewart wears number 31, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. The former Willard Tiger and Jeffco Viking. Fastball straightened out and fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bears will put the shift on now with 3 defenders between first and second. Curry Sutherland alone at shortstop. Nicoletto flew out to left field to end the first inning. Now he squares to bunt and can't get the ball or the bat on the ball. Is behind in the count 1-2.
Trying to lay a bunt down on the shift.
Well, with enough real estate to drive a Mack truck through on the left side, I can't blame him, but he's going to have to bunt a little bit better than that last attempt. Instead, he swings away and he'll have a seat. Dalen Stewart able to strike out the first Tiger he faces and stop the bleeding for the Bears, who are down 7-0. That was the 9th batter to come to the plate, so Pierre Seals will bat for a second time here in the home half of inning number 2. Seals singled and scored to start this mess of an inning. He twirls the bat, draws it back, and waits. Stewart steps and fires, and that one's low, 85 miles per hour, but down around the shoelaces for ball 1. Bears infield and outfield straightens up now, and that pitch low and away. 2-0 now as Stewart falls behind Sears, the senior. Transfer from Memphis, waves the bat over the right shoulder. Next pitch is low again. Stewart's going to have to bring the ball to the strike zone a little bit here. Down 3-0 in the count. Chris Patterson in the on-deck circle for Mizzou. This pitch lifted out into the left field gap, and that's down between left and center field. Extra bases for Seals, who rounds second and then has to pump the brakes. The ball hits the cutoff man. And it is a 2-hit inning for Pierre Seals, who has a single, a double, and a run scored here in the bottom of the second for the Tigers. So 1 on and 2 out for Patterson, who drove in the first run of the game with that RBI double. 318 average, 1 home run, 15 runs batted in. Stewart spins this one in, low and inside for ball 1. Patterson out of Prestonwood Academy down in Frisco, Texas. Bends the knees in the right-handed batter's box and stares at a straight fastball that time that holds the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stewart lets this one fly. It stays away. 2-1 now. And Seals back to the bag at second. Rodriguez behind him momentarily.
Patterson's a good-looking young player as a freshman here, one of the 3 switch hitters Missouri has in their lineup.
And he drives this one out toward left field, toward the video board. McCutcheon stops short of the warning track and has it for the third and final out. 7 runs on 6 hits. No errors. And 1 left on base after Patterson flies out to the Missouri State left fielder. So 11 come to bat in the second, and Missouri State has got a ton of work to do after 2. The Bears trail the Tigers 7-0. This is the Sutherland's Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
April is Autism Awareness Month, and you can help support care at Burrell's Autism Center. Join us April 24th at Masso Pizza Bar for the annual Chow Down for Chandler Bingo Night. There will be prizes and pizza, all for a good cause. All through April, $1 of every pizza order at Masso goes to the Burrell Autism Center as well. Visit chowdownforchandler.com for more details. That's chowdownforchandler.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Corey Riggs and Coach Keith Gutton back with you here at Taylor Stadium. A crooked number, and not a good one, going up in the bottom of the second inning as the Tigers lead the Bears in their interstate showdown 7-0. Will Libbert, the man on the mound who has faced the minimum through the first 2 innings, had a medical red shirt last year, but out of high school, Coach, you've mentioned he was highly recruited out of Blair Oaks High School. He was a Class 4 All-State selection, went 5-2. The earned run average his senior year was 0.37 with 97 strikeouts in 38 innings.
Well, that's almost 3 strikeouts an inning. That's a lot.
First pitch in at the knees for a called strike as the 7-8-9 hitters come up for the Bears, starting with Curry Sutherland. Curry had himself a day on Sunday. A lot of people did, but Sutherland was 3 for 3 at the plate with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. As he watches that pitch off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Libbert lets it fly, and that one goes all the way to the backstop for ball 2.
I recall back in the spring of 23, Corey, that Libbert was the #1 player rated in the state of Missouri by many publications.
Well, I know that Prep Baseball and Perfect Game had him as the #3 overall prospect and the #15 left-hander in the nation in 2023 as Sutherland tries to take this one toward the right field foul pole. It's over the wall, but foul. That wind blowing out toward the right field corner just kept pushing that one beyond the foul pole. Otherwise, Sutherland would have had it as a 7-1 game. Instead, he comes back. Bears Logan Dunn delivers his bat to him.
We need to start this with a base runner.
Would be a good start. Sutherland at the plate, Dunn on deck, Zara in the hole for Missouri State. Yeah, the #3 prospect in Missouri, the #15 left-hander in the country. As Sutherland watches this one miss inside and has a full count, 3-2.
Wouldn't surprise me if Libbert got to the weekend rotation sometime this year. They've had some injuries.
Libbert brings it home again. Sutherland slices this one foul. And that one was dropped. There's actually a fan with a glove, and he squeezed it just a little too early there in the bleacher seats.
Give him an error?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. In banana ball, that's an out, as it's explained to me.
Well, with Ryan Rodriguez pitching against.
And probably singing. Here's the payoff pitch now. Libbert lifts the leg, brings it home, and Sutherland spoils another one, fouling it up and back and over the seats here at Taylor Stadium.
Curry with a nice day Sunday, 3 for 3 with a double.
Yep, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. I think I was the only person at Hammondsfield that didn't score a run on Sunday. The payoff pitch again is in there for strike 3 called, and Sutherland strides back to the dugout. The second straight strikeout victim after Zach Stewart went down swinging to end the second. Sutherland goes down looking on a payoff pitch. Logan Dunn will be due up now, batting .216. The freshman bats left, throws left. Libert's first pitch is swung on and over the top that time was done. Will Zara in the on-deck circle as the Bears trying to bat through the lineup against Libert. Libert bounces that one in the right-handed batter's box.
Dunn is aggressive, but he's disciplined. He gets his best swing off quite a bit. The Tigers starter sees that one fouled back behind him as he left that one 91 right over the plate. Dunn spins it back in the screen, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dunn had a career-high 2 runs and 3 RBIs Sunday in the 25-7 win over Valpo. That pitch inside nearly hit him as the fastball was in for ball 2. Libert has both baseballs. Now he decides which one he wants to keep. Coughs the other one up to Cerna. Jeff Jimenez over behind third base. Bears third base coach Jeremy Colonna at first. Jeff did a great job at leadoff club on Monday out at Bambinos. Filling in for Coach Hawkins as that breaking ball dances a little bit low. Another full count to a second straight Bear. Come out and join us on Mondays at Bambinos. Lunch at 11:30. Area high school college coaches speak to the group at noon. Dunn fouls this one back to stay alive. Still 3-2. 92 in on him, and he did a nice job of making contact.
Libert works over the baseball now. Still nobody on, 1 out. As number 30 comes set, brings it in, and Dunn tries to drive one. A fly ball deep down the line in left field, and that'll end up on that party deck we were talking about earlier. We'll go again, still at 3-2. Aspen Springfield is proud to be the presenting sponsor of your 2025 Missouri State baseball season. Aspen Springfield, a premier student living complex where Bears come to make lasting memories. Missouri State needs base runners. Nobody on, 1 out, and Dunn works a walk, the first base runner of the game for Missouri State.
Made Libert throw some pitches also.
Well, he and Curry Sutherland both did.
The catcher, number 25, William Zara.
So Will Zara will come up now, playing in his 20th game for Missouri State here tonight.
As a redshirt freshman.
Yep. First pitch swinging and another fastball, and Zara not off by much. Pounds that one back into the net, 0-1. Will, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. Who told you, product of Webster Groves High School. Dunn could do some damage on the bases as Zara tries to check his swing. The pitch was off the plate. They appeal down to first. They say he went, so he's behind in the count 0-2. Not sure about that one.
I couldn't tell if Chris Dykman was signaling that he went or shielding the sun out of his eyes.
I'm afraid it was that he went. Zaw goes down swinging. Second Bear to strike out in the inning. Sutherland went down looking. Zara goes down swinging. And there's 1 on and 2 out. As the Tigers lefty punches out another one. Back to the top of the batting order for Caden Bogenpole. Missouri State really needs to find a way to get into the Tigers bullpen because Libert has been trouble. First pitch fastball, Bogenpole swings under it. 90 miles per hour up in the zone, strike 1. Bogey with 7 home runs, 26 runs batted in.
Big grand slam on Sunday.
The only home run of the game. Fastball off the plate. 1-1 now. Kind of hard to believe that in a 25-run game there was only one home run, only one grand slam.
But 36 base runners for the Bears in 6 innings.
That is a lot.
A lot.
Libbert looks at the lead runner and leaves a breaking ball just below the zone. 2 balls and a strike to the Bears center fielder. Caden slugging .534. 39 hits on the season for the sophomore. Swings away at this one on a breaking ball. It'll make deuces on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, just the 1 on. As Dunn worked the first walk and is the first base runner of the game for the Bears. Missouri State and Columbia looking for their 20th win of the season. The runner goes. The fastball below the zone. The throw's not going to nearly be in time. Oh, did he overrun it? Did he overslide the base, Coach? Because he beat the throw by a mile.
It looked like it from here that he beat it. It's hard to say whether he overran it and was tagged out. Looks like we're going to get a review.
And, of course, the fine folks here at the University of Missouri and an SEC broadcast booth, not much to look at here. You can't see.
Unless you knock on next door.
No, you're not. You don't want to break into the TV booth on this. And we can do that in the Valley. We know those guys. These guys we don't know.
We don't care.
That's true. But the play is under review. Dunn standing fast and staying at second base. While he does so, we'll remind you that you're listening to Missouri State Bears baseball on ESPN Radio, The Jock, 96.9, 99.9 FM, AM 1060, KBFL, Springfield, and Buffalo. Corey Riggs and the coach, Keith Gutton, here for this one. And Coach, 7-0 is not the way you want to start the game, but it's also not a game ender. And there's plenty of baseball to be played here, but Missouri State's got to start chipping away. It'd be nice if Logan Dunn stays safe on second.
Yeah, and Bogey's got a chance to get him in and maybe do some damage, and it'd be nice to get on the board and get a little momentum turn, but it is only the top of the third. But you've got to shut him down, too.
So a 4-man umpiring crew, half of them from this SEC crew, make their way behind the wall to take a look at it. Their answer, safe. And that's what we said in the moment, and that is the call. So Dunn stays alive. The last pitch, I thought, was low.
It's 2-2, 3-2.
Yep.
They did not record the pitch until after the review. Full count, 2 out.
And this is the 3rd straight Bears batter that has worked a full count against Libbert. Bogenpol does that maybe better than anybody on the Bears, and he gets into this one, but a little late on the swing, and that's going to be a fly ball into foul territory. It will bounce away off the party deck down the left field line, and will go again. Bogenpol coming into tonight, a .444 on-base percentage, and the Bears need base runners right now. Dunn away from second. Libbert brings it home, and that pitch in there for strike 3 called. Bogenpol unable to keep the line moving, strikes out for a second time, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 base runner left on, and after 2.5, it's 7-0 Tigers. You're listening to Missouri State Bears baseball from Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Attention Bears fans! Missouri State Athletics proudly celebrates the 50th anniversary of our official dental partner, Parkcrest Dental. For half a century, they've been keeping Springfield smiling with top-notch care. From cleanings and braces to pediatrics, dental implants, and more. Their team puts your needs and your smile first. Join us in thanking Parkcrest Dental for 50 years of excellence and trust. Ready for your winning smile? Visit them today at parkcrestdental.com or call 417-887-1220. Go Bears!
Well, the Bears strand their first base runner of the contest. And while we're away, make a call to the bullpen. And after missing almost 6 weeks, we saw the return of Jake Syverson on Sunday against Valparaiso. And he is on the hill now, here to try and tame the Tigers.
Syvo could be a key piece down the stretch here. It's a guy that they were counting on early in the season to be in high leverage situations, was the first guy out of the pen about the first month of the season. He's had 6 weeks off, and he needs to be good down the stretch. He can really help this club.
I misspoke. I guess it wasn't the third game. It was the second game when Syverson got in. He worked 1 inning against the Beacons and allowed 1 run on 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks on 19 pitches.
I think the main thing, Corey, is the next day he was fine. So he's on his way to 100% health and the ability to help him down the stretch.
Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Syverson will face the top of the Tigers order with Knutson, Peer, and Lovich.
Seems like these guys were just up.
Yeah, that's what happens.
They were.
That's what happens when you send 12 to the plate. That'll do that to you. Lovich is one of the few returners. They brought back 4 position starters from last year. He's one of them. He'll bat 3rd in this inning. Knutson will get things started. 0 for 1 with a walk. Or pardon me, Mateo Cerna, pardon me. The Bears will start with the shift on against the catcher. First pitch swung on and missed. It was Cerna that went down swinging in his first at bat. The sophomore switch hitter. So Syvo actually starts in the middle of the switch hitting part of the order with Cerna and then Basler. With the shift on behind him, he challenges him with a off-speed pitch that finds the zone, and Jake works ahead, 0-2. Syverson wears number 40, the 5'11" to 195-pound sophomore from Broomfield, Colorado, the former Holy Family High School Tiger. That pitch low and away, 83. I think one of the most encouraging signs was seeing not only Syverson back on the hill this weekend against Valpo, but seeing the velocity was still where it was before the Bears had to shut him down.
Yeah, he's typically 89, 91.
That one's 91, but eye high to even the count at 2-2. Cerna with 6 home runs, 30 runs driven in over the first half of his season. Waits on the 2-2 and bounces it foul. That'll be picked up by Jabari Brown, the first base coach. The shadows of the press box here at Taylor Stadium have now covered home plate and the pitcher's mound and are reaching out to first base now. So a little shade to fight in between the sun as Syverson sends home the 2-2, but that one stays away. And a full count here to Mateo Cerna, the catcher. Syverson with the payoff pitch, brings it in and gets Cerna to go down swinging. That's the second time the Tigers' big catcher has gone down with a K. Of course, he was a big part of the win here last year. Cerna had a grand slam that was part of a 6-run outburst. They got the Mizzou the 10-6 win here on April 23rd of last year. But Syverson dispatches him, turns his attention to the junior Basler. The Missouri State right-handed reliever rocks and fires. That one's just a little above the zone, 1-0. Basler, a .271 hitter with a .414 on-base percentage. He's only walked 9 times. Syverson spins that one in, and it's just off the dish for ball 2. 23 strikeouts, 9 walks. The 70 at bats for the switch hitting second baseman. On 2-0, the pitch. Just a little high. And Syverson's been all around the zone, but hasn't run through it just yet.
Made a really good pitch to Mateo Serna to strike him out with an off-speed pitch.
Syverson goes to the fastball and runs it right down the middle for a called strike one. The stoplight on that time for Basler as he watched that one cross the heart of the plate. That one, though, won't find the zone, and Syverson walks Basler for just the 10th time this season. He had struck out far more times than he had drawn a walk this year. So he's 1-1. The 9-hole hitter, Tyler Macon, will come up. Syverson comes set, and here is a bunt up in the air, picked up by the catcher Zara off the turf. That'll take the force at second and take Basler off the board.
Basler had to wait. That ball was popped up in front of home plate, between the home plate and the pitcher's mound. He had to wait to make his break in fear of being doubled up. So easy force play at second. Zara made an accurate throw.
So 1 on and 1 out, 1 on and 2 out as you flip over the lineup back to Knutson. Macon reaches on the fielder's choice. The first pitch fouled off toward the backstop for strike one. Knutson 1 for 1 with a walk. A .268 hitter. Runner goes, the hit and run is on, and it is well executed as that one goes back through the box, past the glove of Syverson, and Mizzou has runners on the corners and 2 out with a single, the first hit of the game for Keegan Knutson.
Pretty good break by Macon on the steal. I think he would have had it stolen, but Knutson really plugged the gap where Nickrod had vacated.
So here's Caden Peer. The last time he was up, he was hit by a pitch. The time he was up before that, he was hit by a pitch.
Well, he's 0 for 0.
Syverson now throws over to first. Pick plane just a little behind the dive for Knutson. Caden Peer leads the Tigers with 10 steals. The Tigers' running game has netted 55 steals on 70 attempts this year. They don't really need to steal right now, up 7-0. 2 on and 2 out. Syverson gets a grounder to Tyler Epstein. The shortstop throws to first, and that'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, as Caden Peer grounds out to the Missouri State shortstop to end the inning 6-3. The Bears offense will try to bounce back. Here after 60 seconds, we'll greet you from the top of the 4th inning as Missouri State trails Mizzou 7-0. This is Missouri State Bears baseball from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Glenstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at bigshotsgolf.com. Play on.
Bear fans, stay game day ready this season with your local price cutter. From watch party essentials to your pregame meals, Price Cutter has you covered at home and on the field. Fuel up and find savings throughout the aisles on all your game day needs. You can even shop your favorite Bears apparel at the MSU team store located inside our St. Louis Street location. Price Cutter, your game day headquarters, keeping it local since 1967.
In the books, and it's the homestanding Tigers that lead your Bears by a score of 7-0. 7 runs on 8 hits. No errors. The Bears still held hitless so far by Will Libbert. 49 pitches into the left-hander's start as he has controlled the Bears and only allowed 1 base runner and has faced just 1 over the minimum. Missouri State baseball tonight brought to you by the Chevy dealers of the Ozarks. They are proud sponsors of your Missouri State Bears. Stop at your local Chevy dealer today. Nick Rodriguez will lead things off for Missouri State. The 5'10 senior from Tampa has to back out of the way of a pitch inside, up and in for ball 1 against Nick.
Breaking ball that didn't break.
It did not. Rodriguez currently ranks 11th in school history with 98 walks. 20th in school history with extra base hits, and that breaking ball stayed up and in again. 71 extra base hits. Nick Rodriguez now in the top 20 all-time in home runs as well. He sits 18th with 31 career round trippers. That one's over his batting helmet at 90 for ball 3, and Libbert maybe not loose enough here before throwing to the Bears' leadoff man, Nick Rodriguez.
Well, fortunately, Nick got his bat out of the way to avoid a foul ball.
The 3-0 pitch. That one somehow finds the zone.
Or not.
I should use the term called a strike. Jake McCutcheon in the on-deck circle for Mo State. Libbert lets this one loose, and that one is shot straight up and back for strike 2. Rodriguez tried to curl up and let loose on that one, but ends up popped up and over the press box. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Missouri State second baseman. There's 31 career home runs. He has been on a tear as of late. That pitch is low for what will be the 99th career walk of Nick Rodriguez, and the Bears have the leadoff man on for the first time tonight. And for all the attention that Nick Rodriguez has got for the last couple of weeks, Coach, Jake McCutcheon's hitting the ball just as well.
Well, you've got guys hitting 2-3 in the order, both around 370 with multiple extra base hits, and they've been a great 1-2 duo there for the Bears. Good at bat by Nick Rye getting this inning started.
First pitch, fouled up and back. 0-1 to McCutcheon. Jake 0 for 1. He popped out to the first baseman in his only other at bat. The junior out of Defiance, Missouri. Waits, Libbert wings it in, and that one breaks over the plate and holds. 0-2. McCutcheon, the Missouri State Swiss Army knife, who has started at 6 different positions in his career: second base, third base, short, left, center, right. On 0-2, he bounces this one. Right side of the infield, diving stop by the second baseman. Close play at first, but McCutcheon is out. An athletic play by Peyton Basler to dive toward first, smother the baseball, and still get to his feet and make an accurate throw to record the first out.
Kutch made it close, but he was out. Runner in scoring position now for Max Knight.
Nick Rodriguez moved over to second. as McCutcheon was out 4-3. 1 on and 1 out. First pitch fastball bounced foul of first. It hopped the line right in front of the double bag. White on the left side, green on the right side. We haven't seen orange on that side since we were down south.
No. Green is go.
0-1 to Max Knight, who's 0 for 1. Max was named the Missouri Valley Conference Pitcher of the Week back on March 31st. Could have easily been the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week that week as well for the work he did with his bat. Breaking ball hung over the plate, and he pulls that one foul for strike 2. His name, Max's now, has been added to one of the national watch lists, that being the John Olenrud watch list for the best two-way player in the country. That just came out earlier today. Award that I'm sure was won by Jack Caglione last year. The 0-2 pitch, a fastball low. So Knight, the same organization that does the Brooks Wallace Shortstop of the Year watch list, putting this together. The Bigsby, Oklahoma native, now on it, but he goes down swinging here as he reached on a breaking ball low and away. And Knight has struggled the last couple of games at the plate.
Bears need to get on the board here with 2 out.
Number 4, Tyler Epstein.
So Missouri State made most of their hay over the weekend against Valpo by scoring with 2 outs. We'll see whether or not they can continue that trend tonight in Columbia. Libbert looks at the lead runner. Rodriguez rocks and fires and leaves that one low.
Going into the weekend, Tyler's batting average with 2 outs was .429, which is insane.
Well, it's better now.
Yes, it is.
His batting average with 2 outs is .447.
No, it's better.
It's better
now.
than that now as he knocks one past the right side of the infield and gets Missouri State on the board. It's an RBI single for Tap. It's 7-1 Tigers. A leadoff walk. We joked about it. I asked Drew to look up this weekend. Now, the only place that's got enough numbers for you to know for sure is Major League Baseball. But in Major League Baseball, over 38% of the time a leadoff walk will score. I'm actually surprised it went a little bit higher.
That's a lot.
And now Libbert getting his first mound visit of the evening from head coach Carrick Jackson. And of course, Coach Jackson was an assistant coach here at Mizzou from 2011 to 2015. He got in as a head coach at Southern from 2018 to 2020. Took over the Memphis program in 2023. Back at Southern, he was the 2019 SWAC Coach of the Year. But a very short and to-the-point visit between he and Will Libbert here.
So Carrick was Tim Jameson's assistant here when Tim was still the head coach, and now Tim Jameson is Carrick's assistant here at Missouri. A little reciprocal arrangement there, but both of them quality coaches.
40 career home runs, 10th all-time. That's where Zach Stewart has climbed in his Missouri State career, and he flexes but does not swing. They appeal down to third. There was no swing, as he let the 90-mile-per-hour pitch miss upstairs for ball 1. Libbert now upwards of 65 pitches. The lefty bounces this one in. It gets away from the catcher, and that'll be a free 90 feet for Tyler Epstein, who's now in scoring position after driving in the first run of the night for the Bears. Tepp will advance on the wild pitch. That'll force Libbert off the back of the mound.
Some stretching down in the Missouri bullpen, but nobody throwing yet at this point.
The wind continues to blow out to right. Stewart could hit one to Faroe Field from here if he wanted to. He takes a fastball in, a little inside, and called a strike. It's 2-1. Stewart was absolutely mobbed at home plate Friday night with his walk-off home run against Valpo to start the series sweep. He swings late and stabs that one foul. And it's deuces across the scoreboard again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a runner at second, Tyler Epstein, and 2 outs. Doesn't have to be the 41st career home run. It could be the 76th career extra base hit. Stewart's 16th all-time in extra base hits at Missouri State. The runner goes. Stewart slashes that one foul.
Tep had a good running start off second base. Would have had the base stolen.
Tyler Epstein, of course, the Bears' leader in stolen bases, 10 on the season, 28 since he moved over from Nova Southeastern.
Shortstop cheating up the middle now to hold him better.
So Tep back to second. Libbert on the 2-2. Breaking ball. That one's yanked foul over into the Missouri State dugout behind first.
Libbert ups to 64 pitches here in the top of the fourth.
That usually updates in between batters. It's probably a few more than that. Now they're going to try and pick off Tyler Epstein, and they got him. Tyler Epstein's waving his finger, and he doesn't want to leave. Will Joey Hawkins go ahead and pull the trigger and take the review here? Tep was pretty emphatic that they didn't get him. And so the Bears will challenge here. We'll have to wait and see whether or not Tep is the third out, or if Zach Stewart gets to see another pitch. Zach Stewart's career coach is one that is for the record books now. One of 12 Bears with a 20-plus home run season. Only 11 other guys have done that. Like I said, 16th in school history in extra base hits, 7th in school history in game-winning RBIs, and he got his 16th Friday night and his 17th Saturday night. The Friday night went a little bit more exciting than the 10-5 win, but this is a young man who's going to leave his imprint on this program before it's all said and done, and already has.
And a great ambassador for the program on and off the field in the community.
The entire Tiger team has come in and camped out just to the third base side of the pitcher's mound as Libbert and Cerna try to keep loose here. Stewart has the count 2-2 as the two of the four umpires review this one. Joey Hawkins now coming out to have a word with the two umpires that remain. So the review is in, and the call is safe. That's the second review that's gone the Bears' way here tonight. But Hawkins is still all over Brett Bogner.
He wanted a defensive conference because of the meeting of the Missouri players.
Joey's only been tossed once this year, but he's definitely letting Bogner know that he thinks the Tigers got a free one there. Now Carrick Jackson coming over to have a word with the third base umpire, Alex Ransom. Either way, Tyler Epstein lives to give Zach Stewart another swing here. 2-2. Now Carrick Jackson coming over to talk to Alex Ransom at third. And now all four of the umpires are going to come together again.
He may have been asking for an offensive conference as Tyler Epstein went over and talked to Jeff Jimenez during that review.
How limited are you on those, Coach?
Well, you're limited, but the umpires didn't act like they were limited.
Yeah, it just kind of seemed like everybody was allowed to do whatever they wanted while the review was going on.
And that's what they're discussing.
I tell you what, the person I hate this for right now is Zach Stewart, because you had a really good battle going between he and Libbert, and a 2-2 count, and he's been iced out of this.
And so is Libbert. He's calling no conferences whatsoever, so I think you got a little quid pro quo there.
Yes, absolutely. If what's good for the goose is good for the gander in this case.
Yeah. Both reviews at second, both go the Bears' way.
So what the players said had really changed about Zach Stewart in those games against Valpo was how locked in he was. Hopefully he stayed locked in here with Epstein at second. Libbert's 2-2 pitch is too tall. Stewart swings at it and fouls it back in the net. Stewart not taking any chances with that off-speed pitch being called in the top of the strike zone. And we'll go again. Shadow stretching out beyond the infield now here at Taylor Stadium. Libbert looks at the lead runner and breaks one off, but below the zone at 79 for ball 3 to Zach Stewart. Stewart 0 for 1. He struck out the first time he faced Libbert to end the second inning. The Bears could use a little two-out magic here, and Stewart stares at strike 3. Stewart strikes out for the second time in this one. The Bears get one run on one hit, no errors, one left on base. As Missouri State gets on the scoreboard, but trails 7-1 after 3.5. You're listening to Missouri State Bears baseball from Learfield.
Attention Bears fans. Missouri State Athletics proudly celebrates the 50th anniversary of our official dental partner, Parkcrest Dental. For half a century, they've been keeping Springfield smiling with top-notch care. From cleanings and braces to pediatrics, dental implants, and more. Their team puts your needs and your smile first. Join us in thanking Parkcrest Dental for 50 years of excellence and trust. Ready for your winning smile? Visit them today at parkcrestdental.com or call 417-887-1220. Go Bears!
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Time now for your Great Southern Bank game recap. If you're ready for an upgrade, get a Great Southern loan. Great Southern Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Corey Riggs and Coach Keith Gutton back with you. In this game, it has been the Tigers. They plated 7 runs back in the second inning. 7 runs on 7 hits, no errors, 4 left on base. Missouri State got off the schneid here in the top half of the 4th inning with their 1 run of the game, as Missouri State used a leadoff walk to Nick Rodriguez and a RBI single from Tyler Epstein to get Missouri State's first run of the game in. The Bears with 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. Missouri State has stranded 2. And that's how we've gotten here to the bottom of inning number 4. Jackson Lovich will be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up as Missouri State goes to the bullpen again. Calls on the 6'1 junior from Blue Springs, Missouri. This is Garrett Ferguson. Ferguson with the big-time fastball to start against Lovich, who had a grand slam, a bouncer to third, knocked down by Sutherland. The throw is there, and he is retired 5-3. That one kind of took a hard hop on Curry, Coach. He did a good job to stay down on top of it.
Yeah, he kept the ball in front, quickly got to it, made an accurate throw. This is the type of game, Corey, where you miss Tag Gollard when you're facing a quality left-hander and you have a lot of left-handed hitters in the order, but optimistically they hope to have Tag back by the weekend against UIC.
That would be a big lift on the road in Chicago. Next pitch, a little low and inside as Caden Nicoletta is due up now, the senior left-hander. 4 righties, 2 lefties, and 3 switch hitters in the lineup tonight. The Bears will shift the infield around toward first. There's a breaking ball that had him fooled. And Nicoletta sees the count even at 1-1. Ferguson, a career .496 earned run average, 3 wins, 5 losses. This is his 58th appearance for Missouri State. See if he finds the fastball on the 1-1 pitch. He does, but that one's above the zone for ball 2. Nicoletta is 0 for 2. He flew out to left and struck out in the first and second. Next pitch. Popped up over the third baseman's head, backing up. Sutherland had to go a long way with the shift on. He drops his sunglasses, but he gets the baseball, and there's 2 away. That's one of the things that you've got to deal with when it comes to having a shift on. And Sutherland had to go a lot farther than he would have, Coach, had he been in a normal depth.
Moved very well to his right.
Curry, of course, a multi-sport athlete in his time at Logan Rogersville High School. Here's Pierre Seals now, who's 2 for 2. Both of his hits came in the second inning, and he takes a first pitch strike at 90 right down the middle. Seals singled and scored, and then doubled in the second. 0-1 to him. Ferguson fires and gets another swing, as that time Garrett did a good job, Coach, changing speeds on him, went from 90-plus down to the high 70s.
And located just off the plate. Well done.
Ferguson, a freshman All-American his first season with Missouri State. Gets him to go down swinging, and Ferg gets a 1-2-3 inning. Just what the doctor ordered for Missouri State. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, as Missouri State, trying to climb back into this one with the Tigers, gets a shutdown inning after they plated one in the top of the fourth. It's 7-1 Tigers, as you're listening to the Sutherland's Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
Whether it's a long line at the amusement park,
45 minutes.
waiting to get inside the club, or getting stuck at the DMV. Nobody likes to wait. Mercy is eliminating the wait for great health care. Our online tools mean you can get the care you need now. Mercy Now. More of what you need now. Visit mercynow.net.
Bear fans, stay game day ready this season with your local price cutter. From watch party essentials to your pregame meals, Price Cutter has you covered at home and on the field. Fuel up and find savings throughout the aisles on all your game day needs. You can even shop your favorite Bears apparel at the MSU team store located inside our St. Louis Street location. Price Cutter, your game day headquarters, keeping it local since 1967.
Well, it's been a tough start in this one for Missouri State. But Garrett Ferguson and the Bears defense get a 1-2-3 inning. Missouri State getting their second look through the lineup of Will Libbert. Now 70-plus pitches. The bottom third of the Bears batting order due up, beginning with Curry Sutherland. Here to start playing the top of the fifth. Aspen Springfield is proud to be the presenting sponsor of your 2025 Missouri State baseball season. Aspen Springfield, a premier student living complex where Bears come to make lasting memories. Sutherland swinging, fouls the first one back, 0-1. Curry, 6'5", 220 pounds. The third baseman waves the bat over the right shoulder and takes that one low and in at 91. 1-1 strike for the former Wildcat, three-time All-Stater in his time at Logan Rogersville. He takes this one down the line. That stays fair all the way into the left field corner. Curry rounding first will head into second with a stand-up double. And Missouri State gets a jump start from their sophomore here to begin play in the top of the fifth.
I thought Curry had good swings off Libbert in his first at bat. Nothing to show for it, but he's swinging the bat a lot better than he has the last couple weeks.
It's just the second hit of the game for Missouri State off Libbert to go with the RBI single by Tyler Epstein an inning ago. They got Missouri State on the board. Logan Dunn up now with a walk on the resume, and that's it. Fastball stays off the plate for ball one.
Light catch going on in the Missouri bullpen, but impossible from this angle to see who it is.
No clue as that fastball stays away from the lefty. There's about 3 or 4 arms down in the Missouri State bullpen as well. I could see one stretching, but all I see is the top of his hands. Here's a 2-0 pitch that stays above the zone, but not by much. And Libbert maybe getting a little frustrated now.
And a little tired.
takes a deep breath, holds the ball at his belt. Sutherland close to the bag at second. The 3-0 pitch is low and off the plate for a walk for Dunn. And the Bears have 2 on and nobody out. Dunn has walked in both of his at-bats against Will Libbert. Libbert has given up 22 walks on the season. 2 of them have been to Dunn. I think he's out of gas. Will Zara would be okay if he wanted to hang one here. Zara always ready to swing for the fences. Zara takes a big hack at this one but can't barrel it up.
Really good changeup by Libbert there, getting him back in the zone. It's going to take a lot to get it out in left field tonight, a lot.
Zara deep in the right-handed batter's box, holds that hot pink bat straight up and down, swings and fouls one back.
2 changeups in a row.
Sutherland stands at first, Dunn after his second walk of the game. Stands at first. Dunn drove in 3 runs on Sunday in the Bears' 25-7 victory over Valpo. Libbert looks at Sutherland at second. Sends the pitch home, and that one hits him. Will Zara was down in the count, 0-2, and the Bears have the bases loaded with Caden Bogenpole coming up.
Libbert was really sharp with that breaking ball earlier in the game. Tried to go in on him there and hit him in the foot. No trip yet from the Missouri coaching staff.
But Mateo Cern is going to come out
until right now
and just get the party started before Carrick Jackson comes out. So the question is, in a bullpen that's an almost impossible angle for us to see up here, wonder who they've got warm down in the Missouri State pen. Libbert upwards of 80 pitches now. In 4 innings, he has given up just the 1 earned run on 2 hits, but he has now walked 3. He has struck out 7 Bears here tonight.
Thought I saw a left-hander moving around down there, Corey.
Yeah. As I've often said, if I had enough of them, that's all I'd throw at us.
Well, you're going to see them right now.
Well, now they're out enough that we can make heads or tails over who that might be. But, of course, the rules being what they are now, the umpire's got to check your hands, check your glove, make sure you're not bringing any foreign substances into the ball game. That'll close the book on the former Blair Oaks product. So another left-hander, and this appears to be Caden Drew, 6'2", 210-pound junior from Scottsdale, Arizona, by way of Paradise Valley Community College. So the left-hander will start to get warm. While he does, we'll tell you that Missouri State Baseball is brought to you by Mercy. Mercy can get you off the bench and back in the game. Find your best play at mercynow.net. At Mercy, your life is our life's work. So Caden Drew is making his 11th appearance of the season. He's been in the starting rotation quite a bit, G. 6 starts, a 3-1 record, and a 5.62 earned run average. They aren't just going to just any arm out of the bullpen. This is somebody that they use on the regular.
Well, as you said, another left-hander, and he's at the point in the order where we have 4 of them in a row.
Of course, with Missouri State, with the bases loaded and nobody out, Bogenpole, Rodriguez, McCutcheon, and Max Knight, the 4 lefties at the top of the order for Joey Hawkins. Hawk, just the 3rd coach in the program's history, looking for the 20th win of the season and in his young career. Of course, Missouri State just 5-11 on the road this year, but, man, Coach, the Bears have been so good lately. They've won 12 of their last 15. In that 15 games, as a team, they're hitting .340, slugging .652. But they haven't been able to do that against Will Libbert. Maybe they can against Caden Drew.
Great opportunity here.
Caden Bogenpole first up with the bases juiced. He swings at an off-speed pitch right in the middle for strike 1. Drew holds the ball in front of him, stares in. Cerna puts up the sign, and that one bounces, starts to get away, and dancing back to the bag at third is Curry, as that one didn't get far enough away from Cerna for the Bears to push the issue.
2 off-speed pitches so far to Bogey.
Caden Drew being careful with the Bears' big center fielder. And then here's a bouncer on the right side of the infield, knocked down by the first baseman. The run will score. Bogey's safe as the middle infield, or pardon me, the right side of the infield, the first baseman and the second baseman, coach, did not communicate. I'm shocked that Lovich was that far over from first.
Kind of a Bermuda Triangle play, as we call it, and they did not vocalize. Lovich went way to his right, and seemed as if the second baseman could have called him off. I was more concerned after it hit the glove that it might hit the runner.
Yep, and we've seen that happen before.
But that's okay as long as it hit the glove first.
Breaking ball off the plate here to Nick Rodriguez. The bases remain loaded. The Bears get the run home in the form of Curry Sutherland. Bogenpole reaches safely to first. The bases remain loaded. It's 7-2 Tigers. Another breaking ball away. And right now, Caden Drew is throwing nothing near the plate for Nick Rodriguez.
Looks like a breaking ball specialist. It's a little funky, but we need a ball in the air to right field.
On Sunday, Nick Rod went 2 for 5 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. He drives this one up and out of play, foul. Full count. For Missouri State, Logan Dunn stands at third, Will Zera at second, Caden Bogenpole on at first. The Bears captain waits and stares at strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They had a full count up on the video board a minute ago.
I thought he got called out.
That's what I was wondering. How did we get here so quickly? Breaking ball that doesn't break enough. It stays above the zone. And now we've gotten to a full count.
With nobody out.
3 balls and 2 strikes with a bear on every base. Rodriguez drives this one out to right field. It is gone. A grand slam, a bat flip, and Nick Rod has put the Bears back in this one as 4 runs will come home to score, and Missouri State is just down 1 to the Tigers.
Very mild bat flip, by the way, but he did take his time getting out of the box, and he now has an extra base hit in how many games in a row, Corey?
19 straight games with an extra base hit. It is unreal. It's now a 22-game hitting streak, 14 games with an extra base hit.
Still incredible. That's one of the most remarkable things I've ever heard of.
The Tigers got their grand slam. The Bears get one to get back in this game. Jake McCutcheon up with nobody on and nobody out, and Kutch cranks this one foul and into the bleachers for a strike.
Hit the ball in the right place at the right time, and as you said, Bears trail by 1 with nobody out.
Time to change the game. A funky lefty who hung one to Nick Rodriguez. McCutcheon goes to the opposite field. Hard hit ball, but tracked down by Tyler Macon for out number 1. So nobody on and 1 out for Max Knight. The 4th left-handed batter in a row for Missouri State. And we were kind of talking about this on the way up here, Coach, about splits. And that's a baseball term where you talk about, does a left-handed hitter hit lefties better, righties better? The top of this Bears batting order, as Knight pops this one up and out of play for strike 1, there's really not that big of a swing percentage-wise, lefties versus righties.
Well, there's a couple of reasons for that, Corey. Number 1, they're really good hitters.
Yes.
Number 2, they play every day and they hit in those spots. So they see those guys continually. They're not in and out of the lineup.
Off-speed pitch that just hangs on the edge. So says Brett Bogner for strike 2. And Max Knight scuffling 0 for 2 today.
Didn't like the pitch.
He shouldn't have liked the pitch. It wasn't in the strike zone. 0-2, and that one's over in the right-handed batter's box for a ball. Caden Drew pitched for Paradise Valley Community College for 2 seasons. He just had 9 wins, struck out 9.88 hitters per 9 innings, had a 7-1 record. His next pitch doesn't find the zone, and the count evens at 2-2. In high school, he pitched at Notre Dame Preparatory School in Scottsdale. Knight goes down swinging on this one.
Has he thrown a fastball, Corey?
No, nothing's been over 78. So the Bears' 8th batter will come to the plate here in the top of the 5th inning. And this is Tyler Epstein now, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Tep cocks the bat back, opens up the stance, and waits. First pitch off the plate.
That was a fastball.
That was it, and it's 85. So kind of what you expect from that sort of left-handed style. A short leg kick and a breaking ball is low and inside. 2 balls and a strike between Caden Drew and the Bears shortstop.
Tep would like to get one in the air to the right side as well.
Next pitch up and away at 73. And Tyler Epstein may be looking for a walk here. On the season, Caden Drew has walked 13. He has struck out 25. He just gave up his 7th home run, the grand slam to Rodriguez. Now Epstein shows bunt, draws the bat back, and that's actually in the zone for a called strike. Drew delivers, and that one runs right in the top of the zone again for strike 2. Tyler Epstein watches the count run full between he and Caden Drew. Tep batting .326. The payoff pitch fouled straight down, and we'll do it all over again. Drew didn't want that baseball around anymore. They throw it to the dugout.
I'll tell you, there's leadership, and then there's Nick Rodriguez, who does it vocally and performance for the Bears.
And did it in this half inning. Here is a slow roller taken by the third baseman. Long throw, but they get it done. 8 Bears come to the plate. Nick Rodriguez unloads a bases-loaded situation for his 32nd career home run. 5 runs on 3 hits, no errors, no one left on base, and Missouri State is right back in this one. With 5 runs in the top of the 5th, it is 7-6 Mizzou as you listen to Missouri State baseball from Learfield.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Substance use recovery looks different to everyone who pursues it. At Burrell Behavioral Health, our recovery services team works with those in need of care to develop an individualized plan to support each person's unique recovery efforts. We encourage you to call 417-761-5000 or visit burrellcenter.com to learn more. And if you or a loved one need immediate care, don't hesitate to call, text, or chat 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
The grand slam by Nick Rodriguez now makes him all alone 17th all-time in Missouri State history with 32 home runs, breaking up a tie between him and Brad Kennedy, who was a part of the Bears in the mid-90s. And that is the difference in this one as Missouri State now just down 1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning is brought to you by Mercy. Mercy can get you off the bench and back in the game. Find your best play at mercynow.net. At Mercy, your life is our life's work. Garrett Ferguson stays on the hill and fires a fastball low as he works against Chris Patterson, one of the more dangerous bats in the lineup for Carrick Jackson. Missouri State now looking for another shutdown inning. As it's great to get 5 runs, but you can't give any back here. Another fastball that pounds into the turf, 2-0. Patterson is 1 for 2 with an RBI double and a run scored. He flew out to left field in his second at bat in the second inning when the Tigers did all their damage. Here is a fly ball high in the sky, drifting out toward right. The freshman Dunn coming in, and we'll track it down for out number 1.
That's a big pitch, big out after putting up those runs and going down 2-0 in the count.
So Mateo Cerna will come up now. And he is the one Tiger in the lineup that the Bears have handled the most effectively so far, no matter whether it was Brody McNeil in the second inning or Jake Syverson in the third. The Bears have struck out Cerna both times he has come to the plate. Number 88 for the Tigers, and he takes strike 1 as a 90-mile-per-hour fastball clips the outside edge. Cerna rests the bat on his left shoulder and waits. Ferguson comes up firing and runs one right down the middle at 91 for a called strike. It's 0-2. Cerna made 28 appearances, 26 starts last year as a freshman, 16 starts at catcher for Mizzou. The 0-2 above the letters. Ferguson left that one a little high.
Above the head.
Cerna in his freshman year had a .240 average. He had 5 runs batted in against Missouri State last year. He will take a fly ball out to shallow center. Bogenpole tracks it down. 2 up and 2 down. On a lazy fly ball out to Bogey and Peyton Basler. Due up next, 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored and a walk. Basler spent his freshman year at Charleston Southern.
As did Nick Rodriguez.
But I don't think Basler was a freshman All-American. First pitch to him off the plate for ball 1. I still can't get over, and I never found this out until I interviewed Nick for the podcast after the Bears upset number 2 ranked Arkansas down in Fayetteville, that his first year there, he was the bullpen catcher. Breaking ball, that one hooks in. A really nice breaking ball from Ferguson.
Well, he's probably the number 3 catcher on this team right now. and let's hope we can keep him at second base.
Yeah, it's probably better for all of us if he stays there. The 1-1 is a fastball that just doesn't find the corner. 2-1 now. So Division I Charleston Southern, then transitioning to Kansas City, Kansas Community College. And a late swing here sends this one high above the left side of the infield, out into shallow left field. Tyler Epstein backs up, and Garrett Ferguson has faced 6, and he has set them all down with 1 strikeout, and now a pop-up to the Missouri State shortstop. 3 up and 3 down for the second straight inning, and Missouri State finding their way back into this one, trailing by 1 after 5 innings. It's 7-6 Tigers as you listen to the Sutherland's Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you, because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Missouri State junior Garrett Ferguson has fired 2 great innings in relief. And Nick Rodriguez's grand slam an inning ago has Missouri State squarely back in this fight with the boys from the SEC. Missouri State trails Mizzou by 1 run, 7-6. Tomorrow we'll record a new episode of Inside the Den with head coach Joey Hawkins. You can listen to it every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock on these stations on 96.9, 99.9 FM, KBFL, or 1060 AM. You can listen to our conversation with Joey as he gives you our weekly recap on all things Bears baseball and our Sutherland Student Athlete Spotlight. Every Wednesday night at 7, you can listen to Inside the Den. The next day, it's available in podcast form. Zach Stewart stings one to the second baseman. He takes it on a hop and retires Stewart 4-3. Maybe would have liked to have seen Stu see a pitch or two before that one, but he grounds out to the second baseman. And then the crew that got the 5-run inning started, Curry Sutherland, Logan Dunn, and Will Zera, all reached and scored in the last inning. They are all due up now with nobody on and 1 out. Here's Curry, feet shoulder width apart in the right-handed batter's box, and he drives one out toward the video board. Does it have enough? You bet! It bounces, it is gone. Sutherland, with a moonshot to left center field, has tied the game at 7.
Really had to crush it to left tonight, and Curry did. He's on right now.
101 miles per hour off the bat, 395, and Curry Sutherland says reset.
Yeah. I thought he had good at-bats the first at-bat when he struck out against Libert, and he's really timed up his last 2 at-bats very well, double and a home run.
For Sutherland, it is his 6th home run of the season, and Missouri State has come all the way back against Mizzou. Breaking ball off the dish, ball 1 to Logan Dunn.
Curry's confidence is high.
Well, he hit the ball extremely well all weekend long against Valparaiso after scuffling. Now that pitch is upstairs for ball 2, and Logan Dunn, who has walked in every at-bat so far, 2 of them, has got the count his way, 2-0. Caden Drew deals, and this one is slapped up and back over the top of the press box for a strike, 2-1.
The bottom of the order has been come up very big in these rallies.
Huge.
And these runs scored. Curry right in the middle of it.
Dunn in the left-handed batter's box. Drives this one on 1 hop to the second baseman. Up and gloving it is Basler, and there's 2 away. The 2 ground outs to second and a home run have this game tied. That's 7-all for Will Zera. Zera 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a hit by a pitch, and a run scored. Will was one of the top-ranked, if not the top-ranked catcher in the state of Missouri in his class back in 2023. He tries to drive this one out toward the left field corner, but that will be foul.
Barely.
Say, you fooled me on the bogan pole one. I'm not falling for it on this one.
Well, can't see it. Just got to watch the umpire and hope he moves his right hand up and twirls it.
As G said, Zaw received a medical red shirt last year after an injury about midway through his true freshman season in 2024.
He has pop.
He does. 3 home runs on the season, 5 runs batted in. But if you want to get out of here tonight, you kind of got to go to the opposite field for the Bears righty. Drew deals and paints the black there.
Unless you're Curry Sutherland.
Well, say in the case of Curry, that was just all muscle.
He's 6'5", 220.
That's right.
He got a lot of that one.
Drew from the belt now ahead in the count 0-2. Zera lets the fastball miss away. The 66th all-time meeting between Mizzou and Missouri State. We're tied just past the halfway point. 7-7, Tigers and Bears. Drew deals again, and that one misses wide everything for ball 3.
scorekeeper taking a brief break.
Apparently. So's the stat computer. Maybe I was a pitch ahead. I don't know. Breaking ball, it doesn't matter because that breaking ball's in for called strike 3. So for the second time tonight, Zara goes down swinging, but Missouri State ties the game. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, no one left on base as Kei Sutherland hits the second home run of the game for Missouri State. And the Bears will have a new pitcher when we come back in the bottom of the 6th. 7 runs on 7 hits for the Tigers, 7 runs on 5 hits for the Bears. You're listening to Missouri State Baseball from Learfield.
April is Autism Awareness Month, and you can help support care at Burrell's Autism Center. Join us April 24th at Masso Pizza Bar for the annual Chow Down for Chandler Bingo Night. There will be prizes and pizza, all for a good cause. All through April, $1 of every pizza order at Masso goes to the Burrell Autism Center as well. Visit chowdownforchandler.com for more details. That's chowdownforchandler.com.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Well, what a difference a couple of innings makes. Kei Sutherland crushes one toward the video board in left center field, and Missouri State and Mizzou are tied at 7 runs each as we enter the bottom of the 6th. When you're at home and the Bears are at home, this is your Wendy's Biggie inning. If the Bears hit a home run in the bottom of the 6th when they're at home at Hammons Field, you can score a free small Frosty from Wendy's. All you have to do is take your ticket to any Springfield area location within 24 hours of the game and redeem it for your free small Frosty. And when can you do that? Well, you can do it a week from tonight. That's when the Bears will be back at home against these University of Missouri Tigers. And if you want to get free tickets to the game, you can do it thanks to Sutherland's. If you go to the Sutherland's on Glenstone in Springfield, you can get 2 free Bears baseball tickets with any purchase at Sutherland's. Didn't you wish you knew that before you bought all those doors, G?
I can get in the game, I think.
You can. Not everybody else can. So make your way to Sutherland's over the next week and get 2 free tickets with any purchase to next week's game when Missouri comes back to Springfield, and Missouri State and Mizzou renew their rivalry next week. Right now, though, it's a new man on the mound, and Jackson Holmes, the former St. Louis University Billiken, goes fastball, and it is swung on and missed for strike 1 as Tyler Macon leads things off here in the home half of the 6th, the 9-hole hitter. The Tigers just kind of out over their skis right now, and a perfect time to go to the bullpen and bring in number 88. There is a breaking ball that's fouled off for strike 2. And, Coach, this is the numbers say this is the move to make right now.
Well, Fergie gave us 2 great ones. You've got a rested Holmes and a rested Max Knight and 4 innings to go.
Bears righty rocks and fires. That one's fouled up and back.
And those have been your 2 go-to guys in the back of the game, and they've both excelled this year.
Both have been very good in high leverage situations. And that's what this is. Tie ball game. Holmes 6'4", 225, and a senior. The native of Columbia, Illinois, and a late swing sends this one off into foul territory. And the count remains 0-2.
When Joey moved Holmes to the bullpen, I think the Bears started to take off with another guy they could trust on the back end.
Keegan Knutson in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. The 0-2 offering. Fastball off the plate. Jackson Holmes sets up in the middle of the mound from the stretch, holds the ball behind his back and comes set. 1-2 to Tyler Macon. Macon swings and fouls this one up and over the light stanchion. Macon is 1 for 2 on the night with a double and a run scored. His average sits at 286. Then it's back to the top of the Tigers' batting order. Infield, outfield, straight up. There is a hard hit ball back at the pitcher's mound. Barehanded by Rodriguez. The throw just not there. A bang-bang play at first. A beauty of a play by Nick Rodriguez. And the timing of that one all thrown off as it hit the mound. I think it's just a good thing, Coach, that it didn't hit your right-handed reliever there in Jackson Holmes.
Macon really got down the line well.
So the go-ahead run is on at first with nobody out. Macon's second hit of the game. And here's Keegan Knutson. Righty versus righty. And Holmes throws over to first. A slow tag by Knight. And back in plenty of time is Macon. Holmes pitched 3 seasons for SLU, went 13-7 there.
Macon 6 for 7 in stolen bases.
Jackson's got a 4-3 record this year after he started the season as a starter for pitching coach Deck McGuire.
A lot of ways Missouri can go here. They can steal, they can sacrifice, they can bunt for a hit. They've got a good runner at first and their leadoff man who can handle the bat up.
Another throw over to first as Holmes is making sure that Tyler Macon doesn't get too comfortable over there. Knutson is 1 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. He singled back in the third. And now the Tigers fans starting to get on Holmes a little bit. As Knutson has been up there for, what, 4 pick moves now and hasn't seen a pitch yet. Holmes now stares in. Knutson tries to bunt it badly and pops that one up and out of play for a strike. That was 93 up above the zone.
That's hard to bunt.
Very hard. And now it looks like Missouri State catcher William Zera is calling the Bears infield in to have a quick conversation. Zera maybe just a couple of words to Holmes, or do you think he maybe seen something with the lead that the runner at first, Macon, has had?
Possibly, or he just wants to double check and make sure everybody has their assignment on a bunt and a fake bunt. There's a lot of different things Mizzou can do offensively here. Best thing could happen is if he steals and Will throws him out.
I'd be in favor of that. Will's got a strong arm. He puts up the target. Curry creeps in at third, and instead the hit is on, and that one's down in the gap, and it'll be extra bases. They will stop the runner at third, and sliding in safely with the double is Keegan Knutson. So nobody out and 2 runners in scoring position for the Tigers, who are looking to take their lead back in a 7-all tie.
And Caden Pierre coming to the plate.
Well, Pierre hasn't gotten a hit tonight, but he's really good at getting hit.
Twice.
He's been hit by a pitch twice and grounded out to the Missouri State shortstop, Tyler Epstein. So Pierre at the plate, Jackson Lovich in the on-deck circle. The first pitch just off the plate at 93 for ball 1. And Holmes, who did not get utilized this weekend, but of course was a part of that long road trip to Carbondale and Manhattan, but kind of got the weekend off, so should be fresh here. The 1-0 over the plate. This one bounced toward first. Nowhere to go with it but first. The runners will move up. Knutson to third. That'll bring Macon home, and the Tigers have a 8-7 advantage over the Bears. 1 on and 1 out.
This is where you need to keep the ball in the infield, or a pop fly or a K. Big run at third base with a 1-run lead for Missouri.
Now this is a big bat. Jackson Lovich is the one who emptied the bases back in the second with a grand slam.
He is their best hitter statistically.
He brought in 4 of the 7 runs the Tigers scored early. First pitch fastball low and in, 1-0. The runner at third is Knutson. The left side and the right side of the Bears infield all pinch into the transition. Trying to guard against another run coming home. Holmes misses with the fastball low. Lovich, a .350 hitter. .436 with runners in scoring position.
I think this is a guy you want to be careful with. You don't want to walk him. If you do, it's not the worst thing that could happen.
The count 2-0. And there he swings away. He's going to drive that one over the head of Bogenpol, who was in shallow center field to make it a 2-run game. They're going to try and stretch this to 3. The relay throw is not going to be in time. Sutherland falls over the base runner. Knutson scores, and it's 9-7 Mizzou.
Too much middle of the plate on that pitch.
It was very much middle at 86 miles per hour and hit 113 miles per hour off the bat. That's why where Bogenpol was lined up, as much ground as he can cover, he couldn't make that up.
And you know what 113 miles an hour gets you, Corey? A pro contract.
Paid?
Yes.
Well, here's Nicoletto. The breaking ball inside, 1-0 to the designated hitter, who's 0 for 3 in the game. 1 on and still 1 out. The Bears have surrendered 2 runs. The infield is pinched in. Holmes brings it home. This one through the left side of the infield, and 3 runs have now scored for the Tigers. An RBI single for Nicoletto, his first hit of the game. And the Bears are now down 3. Knutson, Lovich, and now Nicoletto have all driven in runs. And it's time for a talk with pitching coach Deck McGuire. Missouri State Baseball, live on KBFL 96.9 FM, 99 FM, and AM 1060 ESPN Radio. The Jock, Springfield, Buffalo. Deck McGuire pays the Missouri State righty his first mound visit, and hopefully the former Billikens ace can get this one back under control. 1 on, the runner at first is Nicoletto. Now you're in the middle of the order for Pierre Seals.
Need a ground ball.
Seals has got a 2-hit night. He's 2 for 3 with a strikeout, single, a double, a run scored. Righty versus righty. And that pitch finds the bottom corner for strike 1. Holmes will take that. He sets up on the third base side of the rubber, holds the ball at his belt. Nicoletto not far off for first, being held on by Knight. Pitches breaking ball away again, and that is good for strike 2. Everything low and away from the right-hander. Love to see Holmes find a strikeout here. 44 and 14. That's the strikeout to walk ratio. That one's just a little outside. The right-hander with a 6.27 earned run average. He's given up 26 runs on 42 hits this season. The 1-2 pitch with the runner going. Zera up and throwing. The throw is there. Ring him up. Thank you very much. Zera flexes the gun, and Nicoletto is caught stealing for the second out.
Turfed it down there, obviously with a good hop right on the bag.
So it's still deuces, 2-2 with nobody on and 2 out, and Holmes heaves one by him to get his first strikeout in the relief appearance. But the lead goes back to the Tigers. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and no one left on base after Nicoletto was caught stealing. After 6, it's 10-7 Tigers. You're listening to the Sutherland's Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
Missouri State fans, Sutherland's Hardware Store is proud to be the official hardware sponsor of your Bears. Whether you're nailing your next home project or drilling into a weekend DIY, Sutherland's has the tools to get it done. From power tools to paint and everything in between, we've got what it takes to help you build like a pro. Visit us on South Glenstone or at Sutherlands.com. Sutherland's Hardware Store, helping you hammer out wins just like the Bears. Go maroon and white.
Bear fans, stay game day ready this season with your local price cutter. From watch party essentials to your pregame meals, Price Cutter has you covered at home and on the field. Fuel up and find savings throughout the aisles on all your game day needs. You can even shop your favorite Bears apparel at the MSU team store located inside our St. Louis Street location. Price Cutter, your game day headquarters, keeping it local since 1967.
The Bears score 1 in the 6th, but Mizzou able to get 3 more. 10-7 through 6 here in Columbia between Missouri State and the University of Missouri Tigers. Joey Hawkins will have Caden Bogenpole, Nick Rodriguez, and Jake McCutcheon all ready to roll here. Bogey, a preseason All-Missouri Valley Conference pick after his freshman season a year ago when he was a freshman All-American and an All-Missouri Valley Conference honorable mention. Bogenpole steps to the plate to face Caden Drew. Gave up the home run to Curry Sutherland in the last inning. The lefty lets it go. That one just misses the zone. 1-0 to the 6'6" sophomore from Jackson, Missouri. That breaking ball will find at the outer third of the plate. Drops down low and stays on. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bogenpole 1 for 3. He singled and scored in the 5th and has struck out looking his other 2 at-bats. He drives this one through the left side of the infield, and it's a 2-hit night for Bogey as he rounds the green part of first base and then tiptoes back in for another 2-hit game for the Bears. Center fielder and leadoff man in his short career at Missouri State. That is his 28th career multi-hit game. And now is Caden Drew done? Are they ready to draw the curtain on the lefty with Nick Rodriguez due up? Nick Rod's had your typical night, a 1 for 2 night with a grand slam and a walk. Looks like the gate will swing open and we'll get a new pitcher for the University of Missouri Tigers. And God said, let there be light. She found the light switch here inside the, I don't want to call it a radio booth here at Taylor Stadium. It's more of a radio closet is probably the best way to describe it. Hopefully they get to spend some of that SEC money on a new press box here at Taylor Stadium here before too long, but it looks like a right-hander has made his way out of the left field bullpen. Carrick Jackson will hand him the ball. Caden Drew done now. The new man on the mound is going to be number 27. This is P.J. Green. He's one of those two-way guys, G. As an outfielder and a right-handed pitcher, 6'2", 195 pounds, and a freshman out of Georgia, a product of Sandy Creek High School. P.J. Green is going to make his 11th appearance. He's got 1 save, an 0-1 record, and a 6.19 earned run average. But his strikeout-to-walk ratio is backwards. He's only got 9 Ks and 14 walks. He's given up 11 earned runs on 20 hits in 16 innings.
Well, it's not backward if you're the hitters.
That's right. He's given up 6 extra base hits, 3 doubles, 3 homers, and opposing batters are hitting .333 off of P.J. Green.
He's facing a pretty good hitter to start off.
Well, he may be facing the best hitter in the Missouri Valley Conference. And I say Nick Rodriguez, if the Valley did a mid-season player of the year ballot, he'd have my vote.
With competition from one of his teammates.
Well, absolutely. So P.J. Green out of Tyrone, Georgia. As we mentioned, plays in the outfield. He had a good prep career at Sandy Creek High School, was rated the number 7 outfielder and the number 30 overall prospect in the state of Georgia by Perfect Game a year ago, a 2-time All-Stater and a Region Pitcher of the Year honoree.
Does not show any at-bats at this point.
So PJ has 3 brothers, one of which was a right-handed pitcher for Memphis, where he played for Mizzou head coach Carrick Jackson back in his 1 year as the head coach of the Tigers in 2023, that being Glenn Green III. So PJ Green will be a stark contrast to the funky lefty the Bears have been battling for a couple of innings. Nick Rodriguez, the first one to see P.J. Green, and he drives one out to left field. Backing up is Macon, but that one's not going to have enough legs as it dies before the warning track for the first out. And again, as you have mentioned all night, Coach, due to the weather, the wrong way to try to get out of the ballpark, the only man who's muscled one up to left has been Curry Sutherland.
Yeah, and you've just seen a guy, you've just faced a guy that was throwing mostly in the 70s. And this guy's got pretty good zip on his fastball.
We'll see where it clocks in at. On the track man is now Jake McCutcheon. Comes up with Bogenpole on in front of him. He leaves the bat back, and 85 up in the zone for strike 1. Jake's 0 for 3 tonight. He has popped out to first, grounded out to second, and flown out to left. The Missouri State left fielder, the former Francis Howell Viking, tries to take this one out the short way. That one will drop in foul territory as the wind pushes it over the white line for strike 2. Nobody able to get there. Neither the right fielder, Pierre Seals, nor the second baseman, Peyton Basler, had any chance at that one. One of McCutcheon's best games of the year was back in March against Bradley. He had 11 total bases in that game. 2 home runs, a double, and a single. Bogenpole with a modest lead at first, held on by Lovich. The 0-2 swung on and missed, and McCutcheon goes down swinging for the first time tonight. And the Bears in danger of straining their leadoff man after a leadoff single for Bogenpole. Here's Max Knight, and Max Knight is due.
Kutch saw 3 off-speed pitches for 3 strikes.
The Tigers' infield will shift around towards first. The third baseman all alone, halfway between second and third. And there's a big uppercut swing, but nothing doing. Strike 1 for Max Knight. Knight, who earlier today added to the John Olin-Root Award watch list for the best two-way player in the country. His average sits at 283. Green's fastball dots the eye at 93. Looked like it was a little off the plate, but called a strike. Green with that 5.94 earned run average. Strikeout his 10th of the season as he got McCutcheon to go down swinging. Knight swings away here and is down in the count 0-2.
Green's done a nice job of changing speeds and being in the zone late with his fastball.
Bears need to get one back here, down 3, 10-7 our score in favor of the Tigers. Bogenpole got on to start the inning, but nobody's been able to move him. So that one is bounced foul. We'll stay at 0-2. Max Knight, who started his collegiate career at Oklahoma State in Stillwater.
Good to see in a Bears uniform.
He looks much better maroon than he did in orange. He stole home on April Fool's Day against his old club, Oklahoma State. I'll remember that one for a while. He watches this one high of the plate.
Not as long as he will.
No, he'll probably remember that one a lot longer. Knight, 6'3", 200 pounds. The left-hander taps home, twirls the bat, and gets ready. Cerna puts up the glove. And P.J. Green on 1 and 2. Buries that when the runner takes off. The throw is quickly there, and Bogenpole gets thrown out at second. So with Max Knight at the plate, Bogenpole elects to take off and gets caught. A big throw by Mateo Cerna takes us to the bottom of inning number 7. It's time for the 7-inning stretch. That's brought to you by Highland Dairy. Highland Dairy, locally made, naturally delicious. 10-7 Tigers. You're listening to Missouri State Baseball from Learfield.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
After the 7th inning stretch, it's the Tigers' turn in the bottom of the 7th inning. They've got a 3-run lead at 10-7. Time now for your Great Southern Bank game recap. If you're ready for an upgrade, get a Great Southern loan. Great Southern Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Mizzou got the scoring started, 7 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning, courtesy of a grand slam from Jackson Lovich. A couple of RBI hits by Chris Patterson and Peyton Basler. That made it 7-0 Tigers. Missouri State would get one back with an RBI single from Tyler Epstein in the 4th to make it 7-1. But then the Bears would pile on a grand slam from Nick Rodriguez. Brought in 4 of the 5 runs for Missouri State in the top of the 5th inning. As this first pitch finds the bottom of the zone for a called strike against Patterson. 0-1. Since then, both teams were able to score in the 6th. The solo home run by Curry Sutherland gave the Bears a run, but then RBI doubles from Keegan Knutson, Jackson Lovich's RBI triple, and RBI single from Caden Nicoletta brought in 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th for Mizzou. That's why they're ahead. 10 runs on 11 hits, no errors, 4 left on base for the Bears. 7 runs on 6 hits, no errors, 2 left on. The 0-1 from Holmes gets him swinging down to a knee. No chance to get around on that one for Chris Patterson, who's 1 for 3 tonight.
Another errorless game for the Bears, who've been playing very good defense the last few weeks.
Missouri State has committed just 23 errors on the season while turning 25 double plays. Holmes 1-2 pitch. Stays off the side of the plate. That'll even things at 2-2. Holmes over 20 pitches in the relief appearance so far. 1 strikeout, no walks. As he rocks back and forth, kicks and fires. And that one's just low for ball 3. Bears infield and outfield straight up, waiting for the payoff pitch. Patterson had an RBI double and scored back in the 2nd. Hasn't been on since then. Chops this one foul. It bounces down at home plate, then hits Patterson in the back as he lunges forward. Count remains 3-2. Mateo Cerna due up next, and then Peyton Basler, pardon me. Almost 2.5 hours into this one. The payoff pitch swung on and missed. Drop third strike. Zara pops up to complete the transaction. It's the first time tonight that Patterson has struck out. Holmes has 2 Ks on the night. That'll bring up Cerna, the catcher.
Mr. Patterson saw a lot of Mr. Sliders.
Yes. They were all breaking away from him. So Cerna, the switch hitter, will go from the left side against the right-hander Holmes. The Bears will shift the infield with Tyler Epstein behind the bag at second, the Missouri State shortstop. First pitch below the zone for ball 1 to Cerna. Curry Sutherland all alone and close to the bag at third. Cerna's 0 for the night with a fly out to center field and a pair of strikeouts. The Bears with the shift on. Cerna waits and pops this one up and out of play. One ball and 1 strike. Nobody on in front of him and 1 out. Now they'll move Curry snug to the bag at second after the 92-mile-per-hour fastball was fouled up and over the seats. Holmes stares in. Za puts up the target. The righty rocks and fires, and that one just drops below the zone. Another 92-mile-per-hour pitch, but ball 2. (10-7) Tigers. Bears need a 0 here. Another pitch popped up and out of play. The Bears pitching staff leads the Missouri Valley Conference, ranks 51st in the nation with 9.6 strikeouts per 9 inning. Bears 2.31 strikeout to walk ratio, leads the Valley and is 60th best in the country. Holmes ready with the count even at 2-2. The shift on behind him. The pitch swung on and missed as the fastball was up, but the swing was away for Cerna, who goes down swinging for the 3rd time tonight. And Holmes has 3 straight strikeouts. He struck out Seals to end the 5th inning, or the 6th inning, and then has struck out both Patterson and Cerna to start the bottom of the 7th. So 3 in a row for Jackson. The Bears infield will now slightly shift towards first for Basler. He takes off speed and in the zone for a called strike. Basler, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, the switch hitter from Lansing High School in Lansing, Kansas. The 0-1, a little high. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 9-hole hitter, Tyler Macon, in the on-deck circle. If Basler can get on, working against Holmes. 268 is the average for Basler, and he takes a pitch in there, 92 and good for a called strike. 1-2, with nobody on and 2 outs. The Bears shift will roll around with Sutherland now at shortstop. Epstein inside the bag at second. Could Holmes strike out the side? He goes fishing with this one, leaves that one low and away. 2-2. The Bears all up on the fence and the screen protecting their dugout from the playing surface, the turf infield here at Taylor Stadium. 2-2 swung on and missed, and Holmes fans the side. 1, 2, 3 in a row. 4 straight strikeouts for Jackson Holmes. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. And now the Bears bats got to wake back up. To the top of the 8th we go with Missouri State trailing Mizzou 10-7. You're listening to the Sutherland's Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
Attention Bears fans. Missouri State Athletics proudly celebrates the 50th anniversary of our official dental partner, Parkcrest Dental. For half a century, they've been keeping Springfield smiling with top-notch care. From cleanings and braces to pediatrics, dental implants, and more. Their team puts your needs and your smile first. Join us in thanking Parkcrest Dental for 50 years of excellence and trust. Ready for your winning smile? Visit them today at parkcrestdental.com or call 417-887-1220. Go Bears!
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Mo State trails Mizzou 10-7 after 7 innings. Time now for your Murney Student Athlete of the Week. And this week's honor goes to Missouri State second baseman Nick Rodriguez. Nick hit .423 and slugged .1154 in 6 games from April 7 to April 13. He picked up his second consecutive Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week award on April 9th. The senior extended his hitting streak to 21 games. It's now 22. Tied for the 6th best in school history, and has an extra base hit streak in his last 13 contests, now 14. As the Bears sit in first place in the Missouri Valley Conference, Nick Rodriguez, a big reason why. That's why he is your Murney Student Athlete of the Week. Max Knight was standing at the plate when Caden Bogenpole was caught stealing to end the last inning. Knight watches a 92-mile-per-hour fastball barrel toward the turf for ball 1. Knight from the left-hand side watches one just miss the edge at 93. And Max has the count his way 2-0. Knight is 0 for the evening with a pair of strikeouts. The infield with 3 in between first and second, the third baseman all alone, and that pitch is away for ball 3. And everything has been 90-plus fastballs to Max Knight, but none of them have been in the zone. See if he grooves one here on 3-0. He leaves that one upstairs for ball 4. Coach, you got a hockey score? St. Louis Blues in the second period, up 4-1. I still can't say over Utah.
Well, it's a game they have to win to make the playoffs, or they're going to have to get a lot of help if they don't win it. But if they win, they're automatically in the playoffs tonight.
I'd
for
say
you Blues fans out there.
4-1's a pretty good start, but still lots of hockey to play there with 9 to go in the second period. First pitch drops in as the breaking ball's good for strike 1 to Tyler Epstein. Tepp has gone 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI in the 4th. Knight on in front of him. Bears need one more base runner here, down 3. Now Epstein starts to show bunt, takes the bat back, and the ball rolls away from Cerna, but not very far up the first base line. 1 ball and 1 strike. Knight walked on 4 straight pitches, the first time he has been on tonight. The infield shifted around with 3 between second and third as Tepp slashes at one and sends it into the screen for strike 2. Missouri State's bats have been so hot, they rank 10th in the nation in slugging percentage at .549, 7th in the country in doubles with 88. And coming into tonight, we're 10th in the country with 65 home runs. They've hit 2 more. The 1-2. Tepp puts that one up and out of the park. Backwards, still 1-2.
And maybe most importantly, averaging over 8 runs a game.
Yes. The offense, especially over the last 15 games, has been crazy, including 25 runs on Sunday against Valpo. P.J. Green, 1-2. Fastball stays up, 2-2. Mizzou has won the last 3 meetings here at Taylor Stadium. The Bears trying to change that, but down 10-7. The 2-2 offering from Green nearly gets a swing, but Tepp does a good job to pump the brakes, and the count goes full.
That was close.
Yeah, he got the chest around a little bit, but forced the bat back, trying to not let the bat bring his shoulders around. So he'll get to see a payoff pitch. Green from the belt brings it, and Tyler Epstein drives this one out toward right center field. Shallow right center field. Racing in is Seals, And he is there standing up in time for out number one.
Big out for Missouri there.
The right fielder racing in. And Zach Stewart will come up now. Stewart has been silent tonight, 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a ground out. Stu struck out swinging in the second, went down looking in the fourth. One swing of the bat. He could make it a one-run game here. He takes on first pitch, off speed and above the zone. That's ball one.
Wind has slowed a great deal out to right, but Stu doesn't need any help.
No, he does not. The 1-0 from Green now, a breaking ball that stays off the dish. 81-mile-per-hour bender for ball two.
Good frame by the catcher. Had the fans thinking it was a strike. It was a little bit away.
Cern has been solid behind the plate. They go to the fastball, and that one tags it at 93 in the zone. 2-1 now. Junior from Lebanon patiently waits in the left-handed batter's box and then bounces this one foul. That'll take it to 2-2. Lovich tracks it down, flips it into the stands. Stewart with a chance to make it interesting again. Remember, the Bears got everything started the fifth inning with the bottom of the batting order. That's all who's due up next. Sutherland, Dunn, Zara have been a big part of the Bears offense here tonight. Stewart waiting on the 2-2 pitch. He gets underneath this one. It'll stay on the infield. The shortstop says mine, and Stewart is out. That's 2 away.
It's a really good pitch by Green. 94 on the inside corner.
I think that may be the fastest velocity we've seen out of him. We've seen him hit 92, 93.
And really hit a spot with it.
Reached back and put a little something extra on that one. So Curry Sutherland comes up with 1 on and 1 out. Sutherland with a 2-hit night. Runner at first and 2 out, and Sutherland drives this one to center field, backing up the center fielder Peer, and he bounces off the wall but holds onto it. Sutherland drove that one 108 miles per hour off the bat, just to the left side of the batter's eye in center field. The wall was 390. It went 373. The Bears unable to get the leadoff walk home. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base as Curry's laser line out to center field ends the inning. Missouri State has been unable to plate a run in the last 2. In the bottom of the 8th, it'll be the Tigers coming up with a 10-7 advantage. You're listening to the Sutherland's Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Bear fans, stay game day ready this season with your local price cutter. From watch party essentials to your pregame meals, Price Cutter has you covered at home and on the field. Fuel up and find savings throughout the aisles on all your game day needs. You can even shop your favorite Bears apparel at the MSU team store located inside our St. Louis Street location. Price Cutter, your game day headquarters, keeping it local since 1967.
Mizzou on top of Missouri State as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, 10-7. Max Knight will move from first to the hill to take over for Missouri State. The two-way standout, the former Bixby Spartan, starts to get the left arm warm. His spot at first base will be taken over by Brant Kragel, the 6'4", 225-pound junior transfer out of Castle Rock, Colorado, who spent the first 2 years of his college career at Pima Community College with the Aztecs, and this weekend on Sunday got his first hit as a member of the Missouri State Bears against Valparaiso. And gee, I'm trying to look around. I don't think there's any other changes that Coach Hawkins has made.
I believe you're correct.
So Craigle at first, Knight to the mound. And time now for a quick Pinnacle Sign Group scoreboard update. Pinnacle Sign Group, a proud supporter of Missouri State Athletics. Milwaukee beat UIC tonight 7-4. Middle Tennessee bashed Belmont 11-2. Notre Dame was 6 runs better than Valpo, 7-1 for the Fighting Irish. Murray State come from behind win over SEMO 4-3. Indiana State was 2 runs better than the Hoosiers, winning that battle 7-5, and it's the top of the 7th, and Arkansas State now leads Southern Illinois 8-7 in the top of the 7th. So Max Knight and the Bears got to go for a goose egg here, and it's the bottom of the batting order, Tyler Macon, and then back to the top of the Tigers card.
Macon has had a good night.
He bends the knees and takes the breaking ball in for strike 1. Macon has had a very good night. Tyler is 2 for 3 with 2 runs. And one of those hits a double. He bounces this one down the line to third. Sutherland, strong arm throw, big hop, and Craigle doesn't come down on the bag in time, so says the first base umpire. So Macon made it quickly down the line to first.
I didn't see Craigle's foot come up.
I thought it did.
Okay. Well, we're going to get a review here.
Yeah.
We're 2 for 2 on reviews tonight.
Which means there's no chance we're going 3 for 3.
Worth it. Well, you've got one to spare.
You do.
Might as well throw it out there.
Yep. I say the problem is Brandt is so big at 6'5", 225. Just any movement up at all, and of course white cleats and a white bag, hard to tell from our vantage point, but
very far away.
They'll have the video and have the opportunity to take another look at it. Tyler Macon leading things off for the Tigers. Then it'll be Knutson, Peer. If anybody gets on, Lovich.
Let's hope we don't get to that. Lovich is an excellent hitter.
No, I'd rather not see him again. Max Knight wandering around on the back of the pitcher's mound here after he just got started. His relief appearance. The Bears, over the course of 8 innings in this game, have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitchers. McNeil, Slater, Stewart, Syverson, Ferguson, Holmes, and now Max Knight. And gee, I go back to the 2 scoreless, hitless innings by Garrett Ferguson tonight with the strikeout, no walks. That's the best Garrett Ferguson we've seen in a little while.
I would agree. Maybe since Mississippi State, where he struck out the 2, 3, 4 hitters of a pretty good lineup. So hopefully we can get Fergie going here toward the end of the season and can really help down the stretch.
Syverson had 1 good inning in his continued return. 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 hit of the 5 batters he faced. Jackson Holmes on quite a bit of rest, not as sharp tonight, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits in 2 innings. His night is done, and Max Knight, the one on the mound with the baseball in his hands now, waiting on a protracted video review here. An important one to the Bears, as you don't want to put the leadoff man on. And the 9-hole hitter, Tyler Macon. Video review area down past the third base dugout, occupied by Carrick Jackson and the Tigers. Here they come. They point up to the press box and they say he's safe. The throw by Sutherland was a dart, but it was a little high even for the 6'4" Craigle, and that was enough to get him off the bag momentarily and allow Macon to sneak in safely.
They might sack here, try to get a 4-run cushion. We need a ground ball double play.
Missouri State with 25 double plays on the season. The Bears haven't turned one here at Taylor Stadium tonight. Knight lets it go. Here's a bouncer pulled foul off the bat of the junior.
Looked like a hit and run there. Not a real quick break, and looked like he was going to swing regardless.
Knutson 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. A double and a single and a walk. He's been a hard out at the top of the lineup tonight for Mizzou. Now Knight will break contact, throw over to first. And that's kind of dangerous too with, Brant Kriegel now on at first, taking over for Knight. He hasn't had a lot of bullets sent his way this season, let alone tonight. So he stretches out to hold the runner. They show bunt. Zara pops up, thinks about throwing to first, but sends it back out to the hill. So Will thought about a snap throw, and Keegan Knutson showing bunt, but we really haven't seen anybody try any more than maybe one bunt attempt in a single at bat. They usually have gone poorly. Knutson lays down a great bunt here, though. Kriegel off the bag. This throw by the Missouri State pitcher to Rodriguez covering will get the runner. They sacrifice Macon over to second with one away.
That was a really nice play by Max. When that ball was put down, I didn't know if we were going to get an out at all, and guys did a good job. Nick Rod got over there. Brandt got out of the way, and we got one out and a runner at second with Mr. Caden Pierup, whose dad was an All-American in Alabama, left-handed hitter a couple decades ago, and a really good player out of St. Louis.
Now, you've seen your fair share of good players out of St. Louis. As the breaking ball is in, and Max Knight doing a good job of filling up the strike zone with that breaking ball at 79. Knight looks at the lead runner, waits on Pierre, and here's a bouncer, smothered at short by Epstein. The throw across the diamond is there for the second out. All the while, Macon makes his way to third. That's a big-time play by Tyler Epstein.
Whatever compliments you want to give on that play, superlatives, whatever, go ahead, because that was a big league play.
It was a dive and smother for Tapp.
And save a run.
Well, this is who you didn't want to see.
No.
Here's number 18, the first baseman,
and you're
Jackson
not
Lovich.
See.
Huh?
You're not going to see him either.
No, that's a pretty good call by Coach Hawkins to put the intentional walk on. Jackson Lovich was 2 for 4 with a grand slam and a RBI triple. So put him on at first. And throw to Caden Nicoletto, who may or may not get to bat here. We'll see. They're going to stick with him. Nicoletto 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Then he was caught stealing.
Might be a time for Mizzou to put on some type of first and third running play with 2 out.
Nicoletto, the Columbia College transfer. Breaking ball away from him. The big left-hander. He was a NAIA first-team All-American.
Down the street.
Just down the street from here. He fouls that one. Up away. I thought that first pitch was way out of the zone. They've got it on the board as 0-2. My apologies.
It's 0-2.
Yep.
And you may not be wrong.
I don't think I am. His Cougars team last year went 39-16. He fouls this one back into the screen. Nicoletto had 87 hits and 27 home runs, 81 RBIs, and 198 total bases. Tied the school's single-season record for slugging percentage before transferring from Columbia College to Mizzou. He's down in the count 0-2. The runner goes. Here's a bouncer back tonight. He will underhand to first. Kriegel has it, and the Bears get out of the inning, stranding the runner at third. No runs. Macon ended up with the 1 base hit, a walk to Lovich, and And the Bears get out of the inning. But now we go to the ninth in search of 3 runs to extend this one 4 to make it really interesting. It's 10-7 after 8 with the Tigers on top of the Bears as you're listening to the Sutherland's Bears Baseball Radio Network from Learfield.
Everything is just a little easier when you feel at home. At Cadence Bank, we're proud to be part of your home team, and we never stop working to give you a competitive advantage. Stop by a branch or visit us online at cadencebank.com to learn more about how we're helping opportunity take shape for our community.
There's a hit out to left field. This one is gone.
Cadence Bank, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
To the ninth inning we go. The Tigers trying to keep Missouri State at arm's length. They lead 10-7, does Mizzou. As we enter the top of the ninth inning, brought to you tonight by Central Bank. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Missouri State has Logan Dunn, Will Zara, and Caden Bogenpole due up. The bottom of the Bears batting order. But Missouri State may elect to pinch hit for one or more of them. They won't pinch hit for Logan Dunn. The left-hander will step in 0 for 1 tonight with a pair of walks. Missouri State now has lifted Will Zara, Dylan Robertson. As that ball is fouled down for strike 1. Did the home plate umpire say that went in play?
Initially, he did not see it hit the batter.
Okay.
So he got some help and quickly corrected himself.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Because Dunn was standing flat-footed in the left-handed batter's box. He was going to be out.
It definitely hit him and in the box, and the umpire was not able to see it.
Walks in the third and the fifth with a run scored for the freshman. He fouls this one straight back, down in the count 0-2. Bears need base runners right now, but Dunn down in the count. Dylan Robertson with that bubblegum pink bat in his hands, getting ready to pinch hit for Zara. What is it about D-Rob and games against Power 5 schools? As there's a breaking ball off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dunn. PJ Green right in the middle of the mound. Kicks, fires, and Dunn goes down swinging. Strikes out for the first time tonight.
Green makes a nice pitch right above the top of the zone. Hard to lay off.
Missouri State has struck out 11 times to Tigers pitching tonight. Now Dylan Robertson with a bat in his hand for the first time tonight. D-Rob out of Downers Grove, Illinois, the redshirt senior who missed all of last year after hip labrum surgery. He digs in a big pinch hit spot here, and the first pitch is a fastball up and in at 93 for ball 1. Robertson, 5'9", 195 pounds. 2 years at Iowa Western Community College with the Reavers before becoming a Bear. That pitch bounces low and inside. 2-0 to him. This year hitting .302 with 3 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Nobody on in front of him after Dunn struck out. Infield, outfield straight up, and he takes a big rip at this one. Can't barrel it up. 2-1. Caden Bogenpole standing patiently in the on-deck circle. Hoping that Robertson can rise to the occasion. He tries to take this one the other way, but it's foul. Rob out of the left-handed batter's box and back in against the right-handed P.J. Green. 30-plus pitches. He has held the Bears hitless through 2 1/3. The 2-2 is upstairs for ball 3. The first base dugout for Missouri State. Everybody on their feet with the Bears down to their last 2 outs. Robertson trying to give the Bears a lift here in the top of the 9th as they trail by 3. That pitch is off the plate for ball 4, and a base runner is what you need. Dylan Robertson gives you just that as he works a pinch hit walk in front of Bogenpole.
D-Rob always gives you a mature, competitive at-bat. Really suited well for that pinch hitting role and did a nice job when he did a stint at third base and first base the past few weeks.
Yeah, got 4 straight starts at first after the eye injury to Tag Gollert, who we are told will rejoin the team this weekend on their road trip to Chicago to take on the Flames. Breaking ball to Bogenpole is too tall, and that's saying something when you're 6'6". And now Cerna is going to go out to the mound to talk to P.J. Green. It's been a 2-for-2 night for Bogey with 2 singles and 2 strikeouts. And the oddity in the strikeouts, Coach, both of them were looking. Caden Bogenpole has as good an eye for a strike zone as anybody. So to see him go down looking twice, that just doesn't happen.
Well, he got the grand slam on Sunday, correct?
He did.
And he pulled that ball, and I think, I feel like he's really kind of getting locked in now. He's had a nice night tonight. He stung a couple balls.
You're listening to Missouri State Bears baseball on ESPN Radio, The Jock, 96.9, 99.9 FM, AM 1060, KBFL, Springfield, Buffalo. 1-0 pitch. Bogenpole drives this one to right field. See you later. It's a 1-run game, a bogey bomb. He's reached safely in 48 straight games, and he's drawn the Bears within 1.
Look at where that pitch is on TrackMan, Corey. That's the inside corner.
Yes, it is.
He got it.
105 miles per hour off the bat. It goes 378 feet. It's 339 down to the right field corner, and Nick Rodriguez comes up with the shift on. And the Bears captain will try to keep the conga line moving here.
And Bogey has homered to the pull side in 2 consecutive games. A good sign.
That is power. Shift is on. Breaking ball is up and called ball 1. Boy, the strike zone, she is fluctuating.
It's a lady?
Here in the waning moments. It seems like it. 1-0. Green gets a big swing from Rodriguez as he chased one low. 1-1 with nobody on and 1 out. Rodriguez at the dish. McCutcheon in the on-deck circle. Missouri State down 10-9. Green sees this one on the ground to first, taken by the first baseman. He flips it back to Green, and the Bears are down to their final out with the pitcher covering. So 3-1 on the retirement of Rodriguez, and Jake McCutcheon is 0 for the night, and he comes up with the game hanging in the balance. A career 320 hitter, hitting better than 370 coming into tonight. The first pitch to him is bounced fair down the right field line, and the Bears aren't done yet. It goes all the way in the corner. McCutcheon looking out in the corner, round second. He's going to head to third. McCutcheon is going to slide in, no step in with a triple, and the Bears tying run is 90 feet away, and everybody in maroon is on their feet. McCutcheon with his second career triple keeps the Bears alive.
You know, I thought when the ball was hit and was going down the line initially, he would just stop at second base, play it safe, and it was a stand-up triple. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
We got a trip to the mound, Corey.
Pitching coach making his way out there. Of course, Tim Jamison, the former head coach here, now assistant coach, went to Southern Illinois, where we just were a week or so ago, and was the pitching coach there for a couple years before coming back to Columbia.
So when Tim was no longer the head coach at Missouri, he was out of the game actually for a couple of years and wanted to get back in. And his forte, he was a catcher in college, but his forte was working with pitchers. So he went to Southern with Lance Rhodes, who had a connection from the University of Missouri, spent time there, and then went with Carrick to Memphis, and then back with Carrick to the University of Missouri. Tim grew up in Columbia.
First pitch to Max Knight, popped up and out of play for a strike. Knight is 0 for 3 in the matchup with the Tigers. He drew a walk from P.J. Green in the 8th inning.
Wild pitch or pass ball would not hurt my feelings.
No, it just tied the game. McCutcheon strides away from third. Fastball. That one was in the zone even if he didn't swing. 94 for the second time for P.J. Green.
Really good pitch by Green.
And Joey Hawkins is going to take an offensive timeout here to talk to Max Knight.
I think that's a really good timeout. Calm him down, slow him down, slow his breathing down, and make Green stand out there for a little bit.
I was going to say, if anything, if nothing else, make P.J. Green stand out there and think about it.
Icing the kicker.
Kind of like that. Max Knight had a 3-hit game at Wichita State, his career high so far. But he is hitless tonight. And now P.J. Green sprints toward third as he and McCutcheon have a little game of cat and mouse going on, as McCutcheon was about a third of the way down the white line toward home.
Only Kutch.
Well, Max Knight stole home against Oklahoma State. I could see McCutcheon trying to steal home here. The 0-2. Knight pops this one up. The third baseman races into foul territory, then back into fair territory, and the Tigers are going to get a one-run win over the Bears tonight in the 66th meeting. McCutcheon has a couple of words for P.J. Green. P.J. Green has a couple of words for Jake McCutcheon, and all four of the umpires are telling the Bears to go back into the first base dugout. Joey Hawkins is going to talk to them, and the Bears are going to have to move back toward the dugout. As Carter